The thoughts, views, and opinions expressed by the host of this show are for authentic, honest, and entertaining purposes. Unless you don't think I'm entertaining. I repeat, this is my opinion. I am not telling you how or what to think or feel, but I do encourage you to speak your mind and have conversations. Just don't do too much. Also, this video is brought to you by Sebastine's Patreon, where you can access over 1,000 videos of exclusive content. If you want to subscribe and support this amazing community, click the link in the description below, and thank you for everything. Enjoy the video. Oh,
Sorry.
I'm not gonna lie to you. Spilling H-Chan's coffee is like stepping on niggas all white Air Force Ones in the club. I ain't gonna hold you. Don't play, bro. Don't play, bro. And he looking at me like I did it. Now look at what you did. Okay. I know I told you guys I was gonna take a social media break, but something's inside of my spirit right now, and I don't like it. Aside from what we were talking about or what I was saying in the community tabs or community posts and everything about that Charlie Kirk, him, and what happened and what we all witnessed, a lot of things have happened on the same day. And today is 9/11. Um uh I don't know. I just want to say I want everybody to please be safe, and especially to people who want to do this activism thing and speaking out type thing. Um what just happened, and I believe what just happened is not going to be good in terms of the future. And just the simple fact, and I'm not talking about that nigga and how we need to mourn a human life. He said some very disgusting things, very fucked up things. You know what I'm saying? I'm not talking about that discourse. I'm talking about seeing a live execution on a stream in broad daylight in front of 3,000 people, including his wife and his children. I'm talking about that. Okay. At the same time, there was a school shooting in Colorado, I believe. And at the same time, while this is going on, they released that fucking birthday book. Bro, I'm not even gonna lie to you. I don't know if I told you I was a little bit nervous about some bada boom and bada bings. And this is a very impromptu bada boom bada bing. And I've been trying to avoid this story because it don't sit right with me. It don't sit right with me. One, because of all the, oh, he was gonna like that. Mm-mm. 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 And at the same time, this video thumbnail keeps popping up in my recommended. This video has been popping up in my recommended ever since it was dropped. And I've been trying to ignore it. I don't know what it is, but I can't ignore it now. I feel like I need to watch this because that fucking birthday book was released. And I just would like to say, do not go to it. Please don't watch it. It's disgusting. It's just nasty. And it's like, hold on, gang. Hold on, bro. What? And then the person addressing what happened with that man murder or killing, assassination, whatever you call it. And what, a couple days ago, we thought that orange motherfucker was almost dead. We thought he was dead. What is happening? And at the same time, there are countries on fire. You know what I'm saying? I saw what was going on in Nepal. Hey, man. A revolution is a revolution, you feel me? But there's something that's probably going to be put down in terms of media over this, and all the discourse is probably going to make that go away. But you know what? I kind of want to learn what the hell is going on, because I saw a documentary about it, and I just couldn't muster up the courage to watch it. That shit is disgusting. This whole story around this man, around all this shit, is disgusting. And I feel like this is, I just I don't know. I don't know what this video is going to become. I'm going to be honest with you. And you know how I adore Stephanie and her storytelling skills, journalistic skills, all these other things. And something in me is literally telling me to watch this video. And I'm going to just rip the Band-Aid off, bro. Because something don't seem right. Something don't seem right. This is a bada boom and a bada bing. And I don't know how I'm going to title this. Honestly, I don't know. And maybe y'all will tell me like I'm stupid for not even locking in to know who this person was. Bro, I'm a rabbit hole goer. I tap into conspiracy theories, and conspiracy theories are already coming up. But I did see what was in that book, and I don't. And it took me some time to even check out that Diddy stuff. I ain't gonna hold. Come on, a bada boom, bada bang. Let's come on.
Bada bing, bada boo.
If you want to live near the billionaires in Florida, you move to Palm Beach. The median home price there is $4 million. And most of these homes, they sit empty for 3 seasons out of the year.
Fool, that's sick as fuck. My family is, I would say on a certain type of side are from West Palm Beach, Florida. What the fuck? Hold on. Excuse me? What?
These are like the 2nd, 3rd, 4th, 5th family homes for the ultra wealthy. They're not even primary residences.
What?
So even from an early age in this type of area, it is utterly clear who's got it and who doesn't have it.
Slim, what the fuck do you need with a $45 million house? Like, I'm not even gonna lie to you. You don't need that shit. I don't think no person on this earth needs a $100 million joint, a $45 million pad, unless you're living with a whole generation of people. Like, what the fuck? What? Obviously, I'm being nonsensical, but you don't need a $40 million joint. You know what I'm saying? You don't need that. You don't.
They say that there's 2 types of high schoolers in Palm Beach. The ones that played with American Girl dolls, and then the ones that played with Barbies. American Girl dolls, if you don't know, they look just...
What happened to the girls that play with brats? Or is this like talking about a specific type of high school girl in the context of this story?
It's like a regular doll. You would not even know that it's an American Girl doll. They're iconic
expensive.
for having big doll heads and a little bit more on the shorter leg side compared to Barbies. But they can easily cost upwards of $100 for a singular doll. A single doll.
Bro.
Wow.
I don't even think it talks or anything. It's just a doll.
It's just a
So it's
doll.
a high-end doll.
Exactly.
That's like a bear brick or some shit. Like, oh my gosh.
Barbies you can find for less than $10. Nina went to a school where even Barbies, they were passed down.
And also, another reason why I'm checking this out is because I saw something where it said they're going to be releasing things because the people that need to release it aren't releasing it. I'm sorry, this is scary. I applaud your bravery. Please be safe. Please. These aren't people to be like, no, nah, gang. Oh my gosh, bro.
Most families at her school couldn't even afford more than one Barbie. Most of the students at Nina's school, they're on a discounted or free lunch program that's funded by the government. So they don't see that side of Palm Beach. They get a different side of Palm Beach. They don't have American Girl doll money.
You know what's crazy? Bro, I grew up in PG County, right? And I grew up on the side of close to Iverson Mall. You know, they call PG County one of the richest black counties. I just want to let you know, it took me upwards of 16 to 18 years to even see the elegance of PG County. And that was because I got invited to go play basketball at a mansion with my friends in high school. I've never seen these places. Even to say like, oh, I didn't even know a certain type of wealth was on this side of Maryland. Because I grew up on a side of Maryland where shit, I've said the stories of the things that I've seen as a kid or what's going on or what happened literally last year. And you think, bro, what, like, actually seeing sides of wealth is fucked. Like, I'm over here driving to go somewhere and I'm seeing mansions secluded by trees in the same places when I go 2 blocks and I'm back in the place where I remember growing up in. And I'm not saying I grew up in like the hoods of the hoods, but like, I know people who were there. I went in those neighborhoods and everything. I used to go to Iverson Mall frequently. And if you know about Iverson Mall, was over there. Like, bro, I went to school in Forestville. I didn't even know sometimes it gets like that until I found out. And I know there may be some people who are like, oh no, Forestville's cool. Did that? Excuse me. Like, excuse me. Seeing wealth in a place where you grew up, that's literally like what, down the street from where you grew up or 20 minutes away, that will fuck with you. I ain't gonna lie to you.
And 14-year-old Nina was one of the kids that didn't have it. I mean, at least for now. So her plans, she's going to stay out of drama in school. That's her number one goal. Work a part-time job, make money, graduate with good grades, go to college, work hard, live near the water. That's the ultimate plan. She doesn't even have to live next to the billionaires, maybe the millionaires.
Shit, nigga, hey, you ain't even got to live next to no billionaires. Nigga, you don't need that much money. You don't need that much cash. Nigga, I get happy whenever I get to like a good emergency fund, you know, on some adult shit, a good emergency fund at a certain type, and it has nothing close to $1 million. Like, niggas don't need that much money. You don't even need to live by nobody with that much money. You don't need that. You don't.
But sometimes when you avoid something too much, it comes and it finds you. Nina finds herself sitting in her principal's office with her hair all frizzy, her eyes are red, and the principal is screaming questions at her. And the girl next to her, who looks like she's in just as bad shape, if not worse. And the principal screaming, "What the hell are you guys thinking? We have strict rules against fighting. No physical violence is ever allowed on campus."
Bro, I'd be mad as shit if I'm trying to avoid fights and I get put in the office for at least being present in a fight. Girl, bro, what the fuck? Like, don't play with me, bro. I'm avoiding this shit. Like, what?
Nina's looking at the girl next to her. She's rolling her eyes. And the two girls, they had fought over Nina's boyfriend. I mean, this has been going on for weeks now. They were starting rumors about each other, shit talking, trying to flirt with.
Actually, first thing, Stephanie did not blur a curse word. Okay. I just want to say, I don't know how you guys took me saying like don't look at those files. I would like to say or that book. I want to say like trigger warning. I want to say trigger warning. This whole day yesterday, this whole week honestly has been mad triggering, and I think it came to a head. So please, if a clip happens or whatever, I don't know. I'm trying to have foresight. If something happens, I want to reverse what I just said and say trigger warning. That book is fucked up. What's in there is fucked up. It's disgusting. That's all I'd like to say.
The boyfriend in front of each other. And today was just kind of a particularly bad day. They bumped into each other in the hallway, called each other all sorts of names like whore, skank. One student in the hallway screamed, "Cat fight," and everybody started joining in. And
who the fuck call people skank now? Oh my gosh, what is this, Clueless? Ugh.
And now both the
Skank?
girls' parents are called to the school, and one of the girls has a bloody nose. Which, I mean, in the grand scheme of things, it's not a big deal. Things happen. It's high
Yeah,
school. But the
like-
principal decides to go through both of their backpacks, and
What?
in Nina's wallet, they find $300.
Wait, hold on. Whoa, excuse me. Is that not a violation? You going through my backpack because I got into a fight? And one of them got a That has to be a violation.
Nina goes to a school where most students are on a discounted lunch or free lunch program. Where did she get $300?
Bro, that's not your...
This-
Okay, first up, hold on. Hold on. I don't know what's going on right now, but that feels kind of odd. Excuse me. Why are you going through my bag? And two, what type of... I maybe saved up this money. You know, high schoolers are able to make bank. Niggas that went to my high school are wearing Balenciaga and stuff like that. It's crazy how people just forgot what happened with Balenciaga and what they did. That's crazy. One, you tripping about some $300? $300, bro.
This is not a high school near the water where kids are given that allowance for the weekend. This is a school with a C rating.
Okay.
So the principal straight up asks Nina, where did you get this money?
Bro, I saved that shit. What are you talking about? What? Like, why do I have to hide money from my principal? Also, I am thinking, where'd you get this money from? But you don't need to press a high schooler where you got the money from. Like, what?
Nina doesn't respond. She keeps her head down. Nina was way too young to be stripping. That was clear. Besides, the $300, they were in crisp $20 bills, not crumpled up, lotion-covered ones or fives.
So that shit came from a bank. So that money came from somebody who was able to get it out of a bank. Crisp 20s? Crisp hundreds? Like, if you think about it, 20s are like... I say 20s. I would say the things that would make me feel a little bit uneasy is getting like a crisp 50. Like 50s are one of like, I would say one of the most rarest type of bills next to $2 bills. I have a hella $2 bills for some reason, but shout out to Ted's Montana Grill. They used to give out twos like a motherfucker, but like, hold on. Wait, a 20 is something that'd be like a little bit battered, but they all crisp. That came out of a bank. That came from an ATM. Because the 20s don't be like thrown around like that unless you get it out of an ATM.
Drugs?
And she's 14?
14.
She's 14?
Maybe it's drugs? Nina's parents are like, well, it's definitely not us. She didn't get it.
Bro, if somebody, hold on, because no, it's not drugs. Unless it's like a high level joint, you don't get crisp cash like that slinging drugs on the street. I don't even think, and I could be wrong, but I don't think you get crisp cash like that stripping. There's something's, but still, I'm like, bro, you shouldn't have gone through their bag. Like, why are you going through my bag? Because I punched the bitch in the face. Punched the girl in the face. I apologize. Punched the girl in the face. Like, is that not a violation?
From us, we didn't give her $300. We don't have $300 to give. So Nina's parents get to the school and they keep begging her to just tell the truth. Where did you get this money? It's okay. You're not going to be in trouble.
That's
They
a
wait
lie.
and they wait for Nina to respond. She's crying and the words are starting to come out of her mouth and it's coming out faster than she can even think and they're all kind of jumbling together. I gave this old guy a massage and he paid me for it. It was weird and scary. He was really old. He had this white hair, but he was really fit, like some sort of jock, and he was fully naked and I saw his wee-wee and everything, and then he just kept asking me to get naked and I told him no, and then he wanted me to get on top of him and massage him and he just kept rubbing his wee-wee on.
Slim, whoa, what the fuck? This is gonna be a heavy video. This is gonna be a heavy video. This is gonna be a heavy video. This is gonna be a heavy fucking video. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh, I knew this was gonna be heavy, but shit, every time some shit is like in front of my face, it's like, geez, man, fuck.
Me.
Ew, yo, ew, Slim.
Everyone is like, who? Because Nina is 14. They heard
14.
middle-aged man, naked, wee-wee. Who are we talking about? Who did this to you? Who gave you the money? His name is Jeffery
Oh my
Epstein.
gosh. Cuz, fool, what the fuck? The thing that be frying me is like, oh my gosh, the stories that people have told other people about it and say like they weren't believed. But there was this one motherfucker that was doing this shit and just traumatizing these young girls. Oh my gosh.
Well, for Rotten Mango to support RAIN, the nation's largest anti-sexual violence organization. They've created and operated the National Essay Hotline, and all resources will be linked in the show notes as well as the description.
I don't understand why do y'all be doing kids like this? Why? Ew, my nigga, ew.
This episode's partnerships have also made it possible to support Rotten Mango's growing team of dedicated researchers and translators. We didn't have translators on this case, but we had like 10 people working on this in tandem. It was a very, very intense effort. We would also like to thank you guys for your continued support as we work on our mission to be worthy advocates of these causes. Now, as always, full show notes are available at rottenmangopodcast.com, but a big thank you to James Patterson, John Connolly, and Tim Malloy, the co-authors of Filthy Rich. That sounds like I know them.
Okay.
I don't. This book was a big source for the information that I was researching for this case. We would also like to say thank you to Vicky Ward for continuing to spearhead coverage on this ongoing development.
Bro, I ain't gonna lie to you. Shout out to all the people who are trying to expose this shit, bro. And shout out to the people who are mad fearless of getting this shit out. Because from what I know, this is a decades long thing. And it's just coming to a head now. Like, and people are still trying to cover this shit up until that fucking book. Oh my gosh. Oh my fucking goodness.
Of all the court docs coming out.
What the fuck?
Victims' names, identifying information, and dialogue have been all changed for privacy. Even if authorities or the general public believe something is a fact, for the reason that there are ongoing legal disputes, we will be saying allegedly. However, our intention is not to cast down on victims' testimonies. In fact, some victims have bravely given firsthand public accounts that can be found online if you would like to read the victims' testimonies from themselves.
Bro, there better not be people like saying like they're lying. There better not be people saying they're lying. There better not be people saying they're lying, bro. There are fucking drawings in the book. Dog, like... Y'all remember where there was like a drawing of some crazy shit in the back of somebody's video? I don't remember who the YouTuber was, but there was like something connected to it with some PDF stuff. Imagine that shit in a book, and it's like a bunch of cryptic shit, riddles and everything, like...
Any and all theories mentioned in this entire episode are purely my speculation, netizen speculation, and things gathered from the internet. Now, with that being said, I also would like to make it very clear that all the details of today's episode can be found online. We are not investigative journalists, and we have not gone directly to the victims or the sources. And if you ever feel in any episode that something was miscommunicated, misrepresented, or have any additional information you'd like us to know, please leave it down in the comments.
Nah, real shit.
With that being
Niggas
said,
got
let's
down
get
the bottom of
started.
everything.
The
This is
Metropolitan Correctional Center has
It's
a bit
NBC?
of a problem. I mean, the name sounds neutral almost, minus the correctional part, but the nickname for the building is Guantanamo of New York.
What?
Federal prison located on the island of Manhattan.
Oh, shit.
But that's not the problem. The bad marketing of being the Guantanamo of New York doesn't even faze them. They don't care. It was the plumbing that was the issue. There was
Plumbing?
always a toilet in this
Ew.
prison that's
Is that doo-doo on the floor?
overflowing with urine and fecal matter, sometimes straight into the prisoner's cells. It was never cleaned up properly because no one wants to clean up a prisoner's cell like that. So the entire building is just stinky. It's infested with rats and cockroaches. It's dark, it's humid all the time, and the smell makes your eyes water. Prisoners would show up to court. Your Honor, a rat ate my paperwork. They weren't even lying. The attorneys would be like, no, really, there is a rat problem and the rats are eating our client's paperwork from that prison. And in the south wing of this correctional facility, the setup was 2 inmates per cell monitored every 30 minutes by 2 guards who do rounds. These inmates get to shower once every 2 to 3 days.
As per who?
They have a singular hour of recreation time per day. That's it.
As per God? What? What?
And it's not like general population in prison where it's probably, I would say South Unit is more similar to maximum security. In the South Unit, there's only 8 cells per tier and 6 separate tiers for the unit. Now, the inmates in South Unit, they're heavily watched. But you can just never be too safe. You can never be too sure in prison.
Slim, I don't know what type shit niggas be on, bro. It's like, bro, hold on. Because like the type of I would say crimes that I guess my brain can comprehend is like, you know, like maybe gun violence and say like gang violence, say robbing a store, robbery, or like they put you in jail for the wrong reasons because you're a black man or black woman or an immigrant or whatever. Like, you know what I'm saying? Something that kind of be fucking with me is that these billionaires are doing nasty shit and thinking they're above the law. I don't know what type of audacity people have thinking that you're above the law and like traumatizing so many people and just thinking you're going to get away scot-free. Like, do you not know the law of the universe? Like, religion aside, do you not know like the law of just all those things that we all should collectively know as humans? It's like, are you doing this to get your satisfaction right now and not giving a fuck? Like, fool, I'm not gonna hold you, bro. Looking at that fucking book fucked me up. And that was also right after seeing that video of that nigga getting...
August 10th, 2019, there was a problem in that prison. Inmate 76318-054 refused to eat breakfast.
Oh.
At around 6 a.m., 2 guards, Noel and Thomas, they're going down the cold hallway pushing breakfast into the cells. So they'd have this little dim sum looking cart and they'd push the breakfast in and then go on to the next cell. And the 2 guards, they stop at this one particular cell where the inmate is refusing to come to the door and grab their meal.
Oh.
Hey, come to the door.
Get your shit, nigga.
Come to the door.
Get
Hello.
your shit, bro. Get your applesauce,
No
nigga.
response. No movement. The guards, they look at each other.
Oh my
decide,
gosh.
okay, we gotta go in.
Wait, is that the... Oh my gosh. Oh my fucking goodness.
They unlock the cell door, they rush in, and they see inmate 76318-054 suspended.
Oh my gosh. That's that... Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. I'm not gonna lie to you, gang. I ain't even gonna hold you, bro. I'm gonna keep it P. When I was in like a very, very dark place, I never really told you guys this. Like I used to have like visions of finding somebody that I really cared about hanging from a ceiling. I ain't gonna lie to you. And it was really horrific, and I had nobody to talk to about that. And like visualizing, literally, you're doing a routine, say like checkup, or like going downstairs. And please, can you guys understand? Just like you as a person, literally just going somewhere, thinking everything is like normal, and literally as soon as you open the door, somebody is hanging from the ceiling. Like Nah, bro. And like seeing that shit actualized in front of your face really fucks with you. And I feel like no people don't really talk about this. That video of that man getting shot in the neck, it fucked with me. I couldn't breathe. Like, bro, see, there was like something on South Park where when I was a kid, I'd say looking at an episode as a child, and there was like a scene where somebody was, suspended from the ceiling, and it's like actually, I guess, processing what's going on. It's like, okay, there's a scene that you're watching, and it's different seeing it on a TV, but like that energy comes through that TV, especially when they put when it's like literally just silence, and you just hear the swinging back and forth. Like, I am not even gonna hold you. Seeing stuff like that, seeing stuff like all the things, and I feel like people aren't talking about that when it comes to that video that happened. They're like, oh my gosh, he was a father. Listen, every bad person was probably had a family. Can we not talk about like the humanity part, because he didn't give a fuck about other people's humanity? Okay? I'm talking about you as a person seeing that, and literally there was literally a joke a couple years ago saying like it was some dark humor shit. I'm having this inconvenience. So what would happen if I just off myself and change everybody's trajectory of their life? Like, can we like focus on the thing? Like, I get that we're desensitized to these murders and everything. And also there was something where I saw this woman getting murdered on a train. Like, rest in peace to that lady. I forgot your name. Like, and I can't like think to pronounce it at the moment. Like, bro, oh my gosh, what the fuck is going on? I don't know, gang. Am I fucked up, bro? Like, oh my gosh. Oh my gosh, what the fuck?
From the ceiling.
And like, you don't even get, bro, the thing is like, you, if you know what dude did, what the I guess the satisfaction that some people say that they have when that man got killed on a live stream, I don't think that comes that like comes first. What comes first is like, holy shit, what the fuck? Like, it's just that shot. Oh my gosh, what the fuck? Like, and then the like, oh well, then he ain't give a fuck about nobody, so I don't give a fuck either. Or the people that be making memes about. It's like, yo. There's people on the internet, gang. There's children on the internet, bro.
Thomas starts lifting the inmate from under his arms, dragging him down to the corner of his cell. He lays him on the ground, starts performing CPR. He's like, breathe, you gotta come on. We're gonna be in so much trouble. Noel stayed near the door, about 1 foot away from the cell, and activated the medical emergency alarm. The radios start calling out throughout the entire prison, body alarm on South, body alarm on South. Jeffrey Epstein was
Like Slim, I remember when everything went crazy when this happened.
pronounced dead at 7:36 a.m. August 10th, 2019,
bro.
after spending 36 days in prison. The official answer is that Jeffrey Epstein, offender with dozens of allegations of child trafficking against him, could not handle the sound of the broken toilets.
You couldn't handle that, bro. And you over here making kids do what? Oh, hell no, bro. Hell no, nigga. And you know how I feel about stuff like that. You're not getting away with it. I don't like if you try to like hide yourself from this plane after doing all this, you will answer to somebody. it don't matter who you believe in. You will answer to somebody. Because you don't go scot-free. You don't. Please, like, y'all, you don't. You will answer to somebody. Think about it like this. That was 2019. We're still trying to figure out what the fuck did you do? And we just got a glimpse of it. You mean to tell me that you was on this earth to do one thing in your life? And that one thing that I don't know, I genuinely don't know much about this nigga. This freaky fuck. You know what I'm saying? I don't know much about cuz. I just know he was a freaky fuck. You mean to tell me you ain't want to do nothing else in your life? Like, think about that. Some people want to say, hey, be a basketball player. Hey, I would like to be a podcaster. I would like to be a YouTuber. I would like to be a streamer. Your aspirations were what? Your legacy is what? What? Like, excuse me. Ew. The fuck, fool? Nigga.
And his impending future as a prison inmate, so he self-exited. But people online, they have different theories. One theory is that someone powerful on his so-called list of important industry and world leaders that he kept close by, they wanted him to die with their secrets. Another theory explores the idea that that's not Jeffrey Epstein at all. The man's almost worth $1 billion. If he wanted to fake his death in prison, he could fake his death in prison.
I mean, yeah, he could. He literally could. Like, literally anything is possible. When somebody who is seen as untouchable is doing all that shit, bro, who's connected to all these people, even a fucking orange who lied and said
There are a lot of theories surrounding the very suspicious death of Jeffrey Epstein, and a lot of questions.
I just want to keep it Pete. There's niggas in prison where COs will beat the fuck out of you. Literally, a call can be made. Yeah, shout out to knowing about gangs and stuff like. Literally, a call can be made, and COs can go into your cell and beat you to an inch of your life. You mean to tell me that no calls can be made? And I'm not saying like this is true or not, because obviously I don't know, but I'm just like, think about this. Just think for a second. Just think for a second. You don't think people who are powerful as hell can send a call and say, do it to this dude? Like, do you genuinely think that's impossible to happen? Like, maybe, yeah, maybe he did off himself, but also maybe a call was made. A call was made. They literally tried to indict YSL for doing a drill on a rental. We're not even talking about that right now. We're talking about why is this nigga a freaky fuck?
Who would want him dead? How would they even kill him if he's in prison? Was he running a trafficking ring for the wealthy? Were the ultra wealthy sacrificing children in rituals? And for some reason, all roads lead back to Epstein's private island. The ones that locals call Pedophile Island. People always joke about living in broom closets in New York City. I mean, how you can sit in your bed and then wash your dishes in the kitchen sink without getting up from your bed. That's like the running joke. But Jeffrey Epstein didn't live like that. Not in the Upper East Side. In the Upper East Side, there is a 9-floor townhouse that's 51,000 square feet.
How do you even have access to what? Money like that would scare me.
And at the time, it was valued to be over $51 million.
51,000 square feet?
51,000 square feet. Or maybe, is it because I was born on the Mason-Dixon line, south of the Mason-Dixon line or something? Or like right on the cusp of the Mason-Dixon line? Who the fuck wants shit going up that way? 51,000 square feet? You don't give a fuck about no land and you just want to go up, nigga?
It was one of the largest private residences
Slim,
in all of New York City.
Like, bro, what? You mean there's no way you're over there by yourself? Cause I be feeling alone in the house by myself. And I'm in a 1-bedroom. Like, what?
The minute that you walk past the 15-foot oak door, you are in fantasy land. You're not in New York City
Ew.
anymore. You're not in Manhattan.
Is that done? Who the fuck is that? I know this nigga did not just have all this money and he got some art. Like, I don't want to, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, oh, there is like pictures of like what's in that nigga's house. How do you, is that the orange man right there? Who the fuck is that? Who the fuck is that?
entryway had these frames that were lined up on the
You gonna show me a statue's ass? I don't want to see that.
wall, just hanging. Each one
Put some clothes on that
was
thing.
an eyeball, individually framed.
What do you mean? Like
you
actual
talking about?
eyeballs?
I believe they were synthetic.
What?
Yeah, each one,
Girl, what'd you just say?
each one. Oak door, you are in fantasy land. You're not in New York City anymore. You're not in Manhattan. The entryway had these frames that were lined up on the wall, just hanging. Each one was an eyeball, individually framed.
What do you mean? Like actual eyeballs?
I believe they were synthetic.
Huh?
Yeah, each one imported from England, eyeballs.
Nigga, what? What the fuck? What?
So that's artwork.
Yeah, as artwork, just eyeballs displayed.
Bro,
And
that's
you know how people say
spooky.
rich people are so eclectic.
No, they're not. What the?
This is probably the embodiment of that. If you keep trudging forward in this massive Manhattan mansion, if you go a few steps, you stop, you look up, there's a giant sculpture in front of you, probably 2-3 times your size, of a naked African warrior.
Oh, that's what I think that's what I saw. I think that's what I saw. Huh.
It's a choice.
Now-
Welcome to Jeffrey Epstein's world. And it said that he was a very particular man. It said that his morning was absolutely to the T, meticulously organized and very routine. Every single day, this was his morning routine. He would wake up exactly 6 a.m. He would spend 25 minutes in utter silence.
I don't like that this nigga wake up at 6 a.m. I wake up at 6 a.m. I don't like that shit.
All the house staff, assistants, they all hold their breath. Shh. Silence. Pondering his life in silence, meditating until approximately 6:25 a.m. And then he slowly consumes his breakfast, a guava, a banana, a muesli, which is basically just a fancy oatmeal. Then he calmly gets up and walks a third of a mile, precisely.
You mean to tell me you got all this eclectic shit and you can't eat no pancakes in the morning, nigga? All this unnecessary shit. You don't want no unnecessary nutrients inside of your body. You can't eat no Eggo waffles. What? You need to have a guava, a banana, and so you doing all this health shit. But you making these little girls give you massages. What the fuck?
1,760 feet or 666 steps in his monogrammed $700 handcrafted slippers from Stubbs in Wutan. When he's done, he walks back home to his castle-like mansion in the middle of Manhattan, and he's got these little brass letters at the top of his door, and it reads J.E. He's got a thing for buying very expensive things and then making sure that everybody knows that he's the one that owns it. Sometimes he'll take these contemplative morning walks with two women, two very young, beautiful women, maybe 19 years old. The man's in his 50s. They'll be walking behind him a few paces back. If he stops to take a big old breath of air, they'll pause and just stand behind him.
I don't know what I genuinely have. I can't comprehend how these old nasty fucks just like what the fuck happened to you in your life that you think this shit is cool? Like, yo, bro, you're weird. Who the fuck is this nigga? Like, you're weird. Like, that shit's not cool. Yo, friends say that shit. That shit's not cool. You probably do think you above the law. Any type of person that genuinely like is walking around with girls who are 3 times younger than them, and every time you stop and take a breath, they just stop. Like what the fuck, nigga? Like, That's just not even cool. That's not even swaggy at all. I don't give a fuck if you got a $2.3 million, whatever the artwork you. I don't give a fuck. Nigga, I gotta pay my bills. Nigga, fuck you.
They never walk along.
The fact that people don't envy this nigga is crazy. Like all that shit. Now niggas is, they don't give a fuck. So what's the point? What is the point?
Alongside him. It's always behind him. It's like they're waiting for him to hold out his palm and they'll hand him a eucalyptus-scented towel or feed him grapes if he opens his mouth during his walk. That's the energy. Then he comes back home to one of the largest private residences in
Bro, this shit look like bullshit. I ain't even gonna hold you.
all of Manhattan, takes a shower. He doesn't drink any alcohol throughout the day. He doesn't smoke. He cares about every little thing that his body consumes and how sharp his mind is the entire day. He sits down at his desk, which allegedly JP Morgan
Why is there titties there?
himself used to own, and gets to work. Whatever work is for Jeffrey Epstein, though, nobody really knew what this man did for a living. What kind of work? But that particular day in New York, he had a very interesting meeting with someone, a journalist named Vicky Ward. She was scheduled to come over and talk to him about a profile that she was doing on him for Vanity Fair. He arranged for her to be sat down in the leather room. It's his tea room. The walls are lined with this leathery fabric. The chairs are leopard printed, and he's got all
Bro, this looks like bullshit, gang. Oh my gosh. Maybe I'm just too poor or something. I don't fucking know. Like, Slim, what?
all these weird art. Yeah, there's like a woman that's, I believe she's naked, touching a lion's skin. He's got very fascinating art choices. And he wants to have afternoon tea with the journalist, the established, the very experienced Vicky Ward, who is assigned this piece on him. Now, news had broken that there was a very, very wealthy, mysterious man who had taken a private jet ride to Africa with Bill Clinton. So everyone's like, of course we want to know who's on the plane with Bill Clinton. Why is this man on the plane with Bill Clinton? Vicky was sent out here, supposedly, to find out everything that she could about this mysterious wealthy man. For an alleged reported billionaire who only hangs out with other fellow billionaires, presidents, and powerful families, dynasties, nobody knows anything about this guy. He's not at galas. He's not at the Grand Prix or Art Basel.
Bro, this nigga is just a billionaire by himself. He don't go outside, nothing. Cuz just do work in his house around his weird ass titty art. Like, what? What the fuck? What? Like,
Like nowhere. He's nowhere where rich people usually congregate.
I ain't gonna lie to you. What if you know what's gonna piss me off? It's not really gonna piss me off. What if one of the reasons why he was able to skate by with all this shit because his ass paid taxes? Or maybe he had some of these politicians getting them some young women. Oh.
He doesn't even like eating in restaurants. He says eating in restaurants is like eating on a subway.
You live in New York. Slim, when I go to New York, I have to eat the food. The food good as a motherfucker over there. Good as shit. Bro, if I lived in NY, I would be bigger than I am. That food over there is amazing. Amazing. No matter what borough you go to, no matter what cultural specific place you go to, the food is great. And you talking about eating at a restaurant is like eating in a Subway. I remember when I went to Manhattan, and I think was it Joe's Pizza? You know that place that have like, there's like a place, I think it's Manhattan, that has like pictures on the wall. Nigga, I saw Trump there. That's your man's though. My bad, sorry. The orange man. That's your man's though. What type of, who the fuck is this nigga? You want like food? But you like chilled, young.
Whether that means it's too cheap, too public, too vulnerable, or all of the above, it's very unclear. Epstein and Vicky Ward sit together in the leather room, And these manservants wearing white gloves gently place finger sandwiches and cups of Earl Grey tea on the table. Vicky is visibly pregnant with twins at the time of this tea party that she's investigating Epstein. And she's heard all these stories about this man, of him being a ladies' man. All the women in New York are throwing themselves at billionaire Epstein, a true gentleman. One of the last good ones. How he's so smart beyond people's imaginations. He's the type of smart man that's not just good at business, but he can hold a conversation with Stephen Hawking.
Bro, I heard things they had that nigga oh my gosh. Bro, it's a bunch of stuff going on. Like, I don't know too much about Stephen Hawking, but I heard he was on that island doing math butt naked or some shit like that. There are no sources that can back my claim, but the internet has been telling me a lot of wild shit. There are a lot of pictures of this nigga.
She thought it was an interesting description for a man who sat there and ate every single piece of finger food that was there for the both of them. They sit down.
He ain't even shared a finger food with her.
He has his manservants serve them finger food. He eats every single piece.
Cause his dumbass eating guava and bananas and shit in the morning. Have some fucking pancakes, nigga. You might be full one day. Shit. Make yourself an English McMuffin or something. The fuck? Eat some grits, nigga. You probably won't eat all the finger food. That's rude as hell. Eat some grits with cheese or grits with sugar or something. Have a real breakfast. The fuck?
It's stated that on his office desk right next door to the leather room, Jeffrey Epstein kept a copy of The Misfortunes of Virtue, which is a book. Now, it's written by the same guy who wrote 120 Days of Sodom that we've talked about. It's a book about a literal 12-year-old who gets essayed and is held captive in a monastery at one point and is abused by groups of sadistic monks. Like, it's very, very...
I'm not gonna lie to you. I can't. I don't understand people who read smut for real. I don't get it. Maybe I'm just soft as hell. I don't know. I may be soft as wet tissue. I can't read anything. I can't even watch sex scenes in movies or TV. I don't watch that. I can't do it. I can't. Regardless of, sexual orientation. I can't even watch a man and a woman kiss. I can't do it. You can ask Kyla. I can't do it. So you mean to tell me this nigga got a copy of some nasty shit? Like, there are indicators, like, I do like to say I'm somebody that doesn't want to yuck somebody's yum. There are indicators that they're telling you should not fuck with this person. If somebody has a book about a child getting molested by monks, what the fuck are you reading? What the fuck are you reading? Why are you reading this? Reading has power, right? Reading is fundamental. Why are you reading this? Shout out to the interviewer who was able to withstand this shit. Nigga, I'll be scared. Maybe I'm a bitch. I don't know. Like, bro, if I look down and I see that you reading like, whoa, cause I know there ain't no coffee table book, nigga. Cause who the fuck got a coffee table book? You mean to tell me you ain't got that Tom Ford book as a coffee table book? You that eclectic that you reading books about the sexual thought? What the fuck?
Strange read. I'm sure there are groups of people out there that can argue that there is a lot of philosophical meaning behind books like these.
There are other philosophical books that don't have that content in there. Nigga, read the Bible. Like, I know the Bible has some crazy things in there too. I just said that because that was the first thing that came to mind.
And maybe I am just not able to grasp such intense, big concepts, but it's seemingly dark for no reason. I read a good chunk of it to get a grasp on what it was about, and I have many regrets. It's just the story of a girl getting essayed over and over and over again. And
like, why would you want to read that? Why would you want to read that? Unless you're like getting like, I guess, research for something. It's like things that you don't touch. There's the things that you just don't touch, you don't pick up.
It's just, I mean, it feels like torture explicit material. There's no purpose other than to get off on the torture, I guess. I don't know. I mean, these monks, they were tying her up, suspending her from the ceiling, stabbing knives into her arms, and then catching her blood in buckets.
Like, I ain't gonna lie to you, gang. The two type of movies that would I would say, like, I would judge somebody who, like, watches these movies. And yeah, sometimes I be a judger, bro. Sorry. I will repent for my sins later. But if somebody watches a Serbian film multiple times, I'm looking at you crazy. If somebody watches Old Boy and they only talk about the ending when we found out what that was, and they just only talk about that, not the cinematic shot of the dude beating ass for like, was it 2 and something minutes? You only speaking about that part? And then you just want to talk about, oh my gosh, I love how it's disconnected because I'm not even going to spoil it for you guys. I'm looking at you crazy. Cause what the fuck? Like, what? I don't care how cinematically beautiful, whatever you think. I don't give a fuck. I like that fight scene when he was whooping ass. Not the ending that made me feel very, very, very disgusted.
For pleasure. It's a lot. There's a quote from the book that reads, "A woman can have no other relationship with her husband than that of a slave and her master."
No. That's wrong.
She certainly has no right to pretend to have any higher status than that.
Why do people think like this? Like, I'm gonna keep it a stack. I don't understand why people treat women with so much fucking vitriol as if like they don't birth all of us. Like, I don't get it. I don't get it. I don't get it. Is this some type of DLC that I was blessed to not have downloaded in my psyche or something? Like, what the fuck, dude? Ew. Ugh.
So that's the book that the journalist noticed.
It's interesting because this was the only book that was out in view for the journalist when she walked in that house.
I feel like that was on purpose.
There were no other books left out. So it's not like, oh, she saw Jeffrey Epstein's massive, extensive collection of books, literature, and this is a book that she picked out to prove a point. He left it out on his desk, and that was the only book she saw.
Interesting.
That's not interesting. That's nasty, Slim.
Jeffrey Epstein also had a stuffed dog, a stuffed black poodle, dead and stuffed, on top of his Steinway grand piano that likely cost over $100,000.
See, this nigga got all this shit that I would like to have in my life. Not a stuffed poodle, a fucking Steinway. The nigga wakes up at 6 a.m. I don't even want to have any type of things compared to cuz. Fuck.
Oh, so it's like a real dog that passed away.
Yeah,
My
and
God.
then stuffed.
Preserved.
I mean, who is this man? He owned the largest private residence in Manhattan. He owned an $18 million ranch in New Mexico that he called Zorro. It was 33,000 square
Zorro?
feet. He owns a mansion in Palm Beach, an upscale condo in Paris, a house in Ohio. He owns a helicopter, a total of 5 planes, including a Gulfstream.
All right, I ain't gonna lie to you. I'm not trying to check nobody's pockets, but this nigga be out here with his chest out and shit. Like he fucking Roof Rigno or some shit. Or what's cuz name? Rico Suave and shit, getting all this money, buying all this shit. Slim, I'm not a pocket watcher, but how you get your cash? How you get your cash? How were you allowed to do all this? This is just some things that I'm just like thinking about, but I don't want to have the answer. I've seen so many pictures of this nigga in one sitting that I have never seen in my life. Literally, I have seen only 2 pictures of this man, maybe 3. 3 pictures of this man. One of them was his mugshot. The other one was him with the orange man. And that other one was him doing like that or some shit like that. Like this is a lot of pictures of this dude.
A Boeing 727, which has a training room apparently. This is where President Clinton flew to Africa in. 2 Escalades, 6 Suburbans, 2 Ford F-150s, 2 Harley-Davidson bikes, a Land Rover, a Hummer, a 34-foot boat, a 35...
So this nigga like SUVs too, and I want an SUV. Man, I don't like this nigga. Why couldn't you get like a fucking McLaren and try to be flashy with your shit? Like, what the fuck going on, bro?
foot powerboat. I mean, Epstein was known for throwing these crazy private parties where already famous, influential, powerful people would be in attendance and they would shake hands with someone in Epstein's New York City townhouse. Oh, I'm Andy. Nice to meet you. Andy is Prince Andrew from the British royal family.
You know, that lady right there on the right side, I saw there's a part 2 to it. Depending on what happens after watching this, we might do what's going on there because, hold on.
So everyone's like, how does Epstein know Andy? I mean, Jeffrey Epstein seemed fake, like a caricature of a terrifying but weird billionaire. It's stated that Epstein would be seen around town going to movie theaters. He would take 3 to 4 girls with him each time, and they would take turns massaging him.
Bro, Slim, do you do any sports? Do you hoop? Do you be in the gym? Why do you need all these massages? Do you do a RDL at all? Why do you need to be massaged this much? You can't give yourself a hug. Like, why do you need to be massaged this much? This doesn't make sense. This makes no sense. Cause I hoop every day. My body be in pain. Unless you hoop like you a D1 prospect, nigga, you don't need this much massages. Unless you training to be in the NFL or doing whatever type of sport you doing. Tennis. I saw a tennis court in your shit. You don't even look like the type of nigga to do tennis for 3 hours straight. You don't even look like a nigga to go to LA Fitness to go hoop with some niggas and then get into an argument while you over here trying to beat 5 other niggas to go to a game of 11 in midst of arguing. All you don't need that many massages, bro. You don't need that many massages. Especially by no damn young ass girls. You don't need that shit.
Not just his shoulders, but like everywhere. His arms, back, legs, just in the middle of the theater, in the middle of dinner.
Hey, you don't need none of them massages until I see a video of you doing a fucking push-up.
Wherever.
The fuck?
According to one source, Epstein would brag about going into insane asylums because he, quote, liked to fuck crazy women.
You a dirty dick ass dude.
We don't know if this is true, but he bragged about it. So needless to say, it was going to be a very interesting meeting between the two, the journalist and the supposed billionaire. Previously, one reporter received 3 threats from Epstein while they were working on a piece on him. The message being, I better like the piece, and if I don't, things are going to happen to you. A close friend of Jeffrey Epstein's once said, Jeffrey has the unusual quality of knowing when he's winning. Whether it's in conversations or negotiations, he always stands back and lets the other person determine the style and manner of the conversation or the negotiation. And then he responds in their style. Jeffrey sees it as chivalrous. He doesn't pick a fight, but if there is a fight, he's going to let you choose your weapon.
That's a scary dude. There's reasons why I was afraid to watch this. I ain't even gonna hold you, Slim.
Jeffrey Epstein wants to play chess with journalist Vicky Ward. Not figuratively, literally.
What?
You be white. You get the first move.
Wait, hold on.
It's like he's letting her pick her weapon. While playing, he probably had plans to talk about his love for science and how he's so close with Stephen Hawking.
I watch hood movies. I forgot which movie it was, but there was a nigga that went to the park to play with the old men in with chess. And it was a message. It was a message. It was a message. It was a message. Thank the Lord I was built off of culture. Because what are we doing? No, I'm not playing chess with you, bro. You're not finna say something to be like, because I was a camp counselor in a chess summer camp. Chess is a mental game. And some people get very stressful playing chess. You mean to tell me you're going to be trying to do all these other type things, and I got to figure out what's going on? What if I don't even know how to play chess? What if I'm a checkers ass nigga? I like playing checkers. I like playing Connect 4, but no, that's some little shit to you. You want to play chess? Man, while you trying to talk to me, I'm trying to conduct this interview. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Okay. Shit.
No, he's friends with Nobel Prize winners, creators of virtual reality, NASA scientists. Those are his closest buddies. He would like to talk about how he's a philanthropist that's donated millions to Ivy League institutions to study the mysteries of our brains, how he believed in transhumanism, the science of improving the human population through technologies like genetic engineering and artificial intelligence.
Okay, elaborate, Bilu. Tell me more, please. There's a lot of talking going on. Did you explain more?
Side note, that sounds really fancy. It's not. Critics believe it's just modern day eugenics, which is controlled breeding of a population or species to modify their traits and strengths.
Oh my gosh.
Epstein, behind closed doors, would talk about how he wanted to bring in shipments of women basically to his New Mexico ranch, impregnate them with his semen, and force them to have his babies.
You know, hey, you know what probably could be the same type of euphoria that you would have, but like doing all these like nasty ass, misogynistic ass, disgusting ass things. Winning a game of 2K. Maybe it's not that same type of euphoria or forbidden euphoria, but you feel very good after winning a game of 2K. Pick up a PS5. Play a game or something. Argue with the nigga on the other side of the world, and then shoot a 3 and make it in his face. Okay? There's a lot of things that you can do instead of being a freaky fuck. You know? Like there's a lot of things you can do. You know what I'm saying? Shit, listen to some K-pop, nigga. See, diversify your chakras or whatever the hell. Like, do something different. That's whatever's different from what you was doing. Do something different, okay? Like clean your house yourself. Like clean that big ass house yourself. Spend a whole weekend cleaning that house yourself. I bet you will feel very nice about yourself and as a person. You don't need all these women around you. You don't need shipments of women. You damn sure don't need to impregnate them to give them your seed. Like, you don't need to terrorize. You do not need to terrorize a generation of women. You don't need to do that.
Well, I think the way that he phrased it would be that they would be more than happy to.
Nigga, what?
Because he thinks that his gene pool is very strong. In a session at Harvard, Epstein said he was
How tall is this nigga? Hold on. You talking about your gene pool being strong? How tall is you? Cuz we are 22 minutes. This is going to definitely have a part 2 because we already an hour in. Hold on. Jeffery Epstein height. This nigga was 6 feet even. Nigga, I'm 6 feet even. Fuck you. Fuck you. Shit. I don't see a jawline or nothing. What genetic joints do you got? Can you dunk, nigga? Can you do a crossover? Like what? Huh?
hypercritical of efforts that were aimed at reducing starvation and providing healthcare to the less fortunate.
What the fuck did you say to me? What?
His gene pool is very strong. In a session at Harvard, Epstein said he was hypercritical of efforts that were aimed at reducing starvation and providing healthcare to the less fortunate because he believes that that would just lead to overpopulation.
We're already over. You live in New York. You live in Manhattan. What the fuck?
He's basically saying, let them starve to death.
What?
He probably didn't want to talk about all that with Vicky, though, okay? It would be a lot more fun to talk about how former President Bill Clinton's spokesperson had said about him. Jeffrey is both a highly successful financier and a committed philanthropist with a keen sense of global markets and in-depth knowledge of 21st century science. Or about how former President Donald Trump stated about him, I've known Jeff for about 15 years. Terrific guy. He's a lot of fun to be around. That sounds like the type of thing Jeffrey Epstein would want to focus.
You know, one thing I want to figure out is like, what's the story of Miss Melania? Cause I be seeing her a lot, but ain't nothing really I be hearing. Like the last thing that I really heard about her was when she did that, when some shit she did turned into a meme when she was like, "Hello." Like that's it. And look up how long that was. How long that meme became a thing.
On. And I know that hindsight is 2020. But if I were there, I would just want to know about what really goes on his secret private island.
I kind of don't want to know.
Little St. James. That's Epstein's island, but he likes to call it Little St. Jeff's. But the locals all call it Pedophile Island.
Oh, geez.
It's a 70-acre island in the U.S. Virgin Islands, which is south of Florida. It's about a 3-hour plane ride from Palm Beach, Florida, if you have a private jet, because I don't think that there's any direct nonstop flights from Palm Beach to that area.
Oh, my gosh.
And it makes Jeffrey Epstein one of the very, very small group of incredibly wealthy people that own private islands, which buying a private island is kind of a headache.
Hey, I just want to say this right now. This may be something that won't be a thing, but one of these days, look into Love Island. Look into it. Just think about what's going on over there. After this season, something don't feel right. Something don't feel right. This may not be something now, but it may be something in the future. And I kind of feel like that. All right, let me turn off my conspiracy brain off and let's keep going.
There's a professional agency called Private Island Inc. that specializes exclusively in selling and renting out private islands around the world. Okay. But it's not even just buying the island itself that's expensive. If the island has no wastewater treatment systems, working power lines, reliable source of fresh water, if there are no buildings on the island, or if you are renovating said buildings, you can estimate to spend at least 2 times the cost of that building if you were to build the same structure on mainland.
The fuck?
And that's if your island is easily accessible. Some private islands, you have to build a dock yourself, or even a runway for a private jet, or a helipad. These are not affordable things.
Who would want that shit? Yeah, maybe somebody who's doing some nasty things on that island.
Put it into perspective. Richard Branson, founder of Virgin Airlines, spent about $1 million calculated for inflation on a private island.
Okay.
And then he spent over $10 million so far to make it up to his standards.
You know, maybe I honestly don't give a fuck. Like, respectfully, like, when people be flexing all these things, it's like, oh, all right, for sure. Oh, all right, bet. You know, I'm trying to get like you one day, big bro. Not. Psych. Fuck. I don't care. All right, you spend $1 million on the island. Okay, cool. I'm paying my car note. You know, I'm paying my bill. Oh, look. Oh, my electric bill shot the fuck up. Oh, but you bought a new island, though. That's what's up. Okay. Ooh, you got a lot of trees. Okay. Hey man, hey, it's my birthday. It could be my birthday today. It's my birthday today. I was born these years ago. I bought an island. Nigga, fuck your island, nigga.
And actually a place that he wants to visit.
Gosh.
The Red Bull owner bought a private island in Fiji for $10 million. And then he had to invest $30 million to make it more habitable. Like, you have to have an entire team of staff that reside there just to make sure that it's ready for the very few days out of the year that you're actually there. They're going to be in charge of making sure the pantries are stocked, because guess what? You can't just go grab milk if you're on a private island.
Is this like some type of like tax relief benefit or something? Like, why? Like, honestly, like, why are you buying an island? Like, that's the same thing for people. I have the same feeling for people who buy Tesla trucks or the Cyber trucks. Like, Why do you want that? Why you want to pay 80 grand or whatever grand over sticker for a fucking lunchbox that if some shit happens and it's on fire, it would be so on fire that firefighters can't even put the shit out. Like, what is the practicality of having stuff like this? Because I genuinely think it gets to a point where, like, you literally just want to show off. Like, when Teslas first came out, and what was it, David Dobrik had a Tesla, I thought that was the coolest shit in the world. Now I'm like, oh, you got a Tesla? That's what's up. Lucids are a thing now. There's a lot of E-joints now. You know what I'm saying? It's like, oh, people really be living in the moment and putting that on Front Street for real. And now you're just fucked with a Cybertruck. Why do you have this? Like, what? Does this make you feel good? Does you buying an island make your dick feel bigger? Word? Oh, I for sure. Okay, cool. And now when we get into the part where you doing stuff on that island, oh yeah, oh so you bought that island to do nasty things, you nasty motherfucker.
There's no grocery store. Some islands even have a doctor live there full time, even if the owner only comes every 1 to 2 days a year.
Bro, if ain't no Trader Joe's on my island, I'm not buying a fucking island. I can't get a pack of ramen whenever I want to, and I spend 10 mil on this island. Sometimes niggas get hungry. Rich niggas get hungry too. I ain't no rich nigga, but I know rich niggas get hungry too. Some days I don't want to eat no lobster. Maybe I want a pack of ramen. Maybe I want some carbonara bulldog. You feel me? I can't even get this on this shit. I spent all this money. I can't even get a bulldog carbonara joint. I can't even get no eggs. I can't get no what's it called to make the joint all creamy and all this other stuff. You know what I'm saying? I gotta fly somewhere else to go get the shit, come back, and nigga, what the hell?
Because on a private island, there are no hospitals. In case of an emergency, you're gonna want a doctor nearby. And as with any property ownership, there's still a ton of maintenance costs that are gonna add up. Epstein bought Little St. James for about $15 million.
$15 million. His apartment cost,
which is calculated for inflation. He immediately went in there and started scrubbing the place. I mean, he's getting rid of all the native vegetation, started importing in 40-foot tall palm trees, which...
Somebody did a soul walker tour on the fucking island. What the hell?
These are tall, matured palm trees. They can cost upwards of $5,000 per tree, and that's not including import and planting. That's per tree. He bought a ton of these palm trees. And at the time, the island already had infrastructure. There was this main house. Now, side note, the main house would reportedly be renovated by the same designer that did all the Amman resorts, like the ones that all the celebrities go to. That's like $5,000 a night. So we can imagine quite a bit of money was poured into the renovation. By 2019, the island's value was listed to be around $64 million. Besides the main house,
Bro, 15 to 64, I'm selling that shit. What? That's a really nice profit, bro. But no, you want to use that to start touching children. Like, what the fuck? What?
Island has 3 guest cottages, a caretaker.
Did this nigga have any children? He probably didn't. I don't want to do my Googles because, no, I don't.
And a groundkeeper's cottage, a private water filtration system utility building, a helipad, a dock, multiple swimming pools, tennis court, an enclosed lagoon, golf carts to take guests from place to place, a staff of 70 to cater to every guest's needs.
Did this nigga have like a party when the Super Bowl came or something? NBA Finals, World Cup? You ain't have no type of leisure at all. You was just rich as shit. And just like was just doing nasty shit. No cool leisure, nothing. No, you don't watch no sports. You ain't got no sports team. What was your favorite sports team? Come on, let me do my Googles too. Because niggas be too rich and just start doing wild shit. Like what? My search history is about to be nasty. Niggas didn't even know that you had a favorite sports team. But you had hella sports ties. Slim, what, bro? That's crazy. That's crazy. Y'all don't even know if this nigga had kids. Who the fuck is this nigga, bro? Who the fuck is this nigga? Oh my gosh.
You can tell who's staff because they're forced to wear black or white polo shirts and they're told to stay out of everybody's view when they're working. Like, don't be seen. Work hidden. But the most interesting building is a square box building on the isolated part of the island.
Why look like that?
It's the weirdest building I've seen, okay? Imagine a square, but it's blue and white stripes. It's got a gold dome at the top with 2 gold statues of what looks like almost like eagles or some sort of phoenix sitting there. It looks like a temple. And that's what Epstein calls it, his temple.
J.E.
It was on the most isolated part of the island. There are rumors circulating that he conducted sacrifices in there. That's where the children were taken for essay or to be killed. It stated that it was Epstein's private study and music room. One contractor said,
So you like the music? You was a musician?
actually, guys, it's not a weird sacrificial room. It's just a gym. But a
But I ain't see no muscles on that nigga. I ain't see no muscles on him. He was in the gym, or he must have had hella sugar in his life. I don't see no muscles on that nigga.
lot of netizens don't agree. They theorize that this is either a sacrificial spot where rituals were performed, some sort of underground lair, or even an altar for an Egyptian deity. Because next to that temple structure is this enormous sundial. It's probably the size of multiple swimming
What the
pools.
fuck are you
It's a giant
on?
circle. And obviously, it only adds to the theory that people are being sacrificed on this island.
Like, what are you on? Like, honestly, what are you on, bro? What are you on? Mind you, they're saying he ain't drinking no alcohol. I don't know if he did drugs. I don't know if he did all this. This nigga did all this shit sober. What the fuck are you on?
Now, one thing that we do know is that we don't know much about this island other than that. It is incredibly private. I mean, there's only one island near Pedo Island, Little St. Jeff's, whatever you want to call it, but it's mainly empty. Nobody really lives there. Epstein would later buy that island too for $22.5 million, which means this is either a man who really values privacy or he really does not want anyone to know what he's doing on his island. I think it's more of the latter because, like some sort of Bond villain, Epstein purchased a ton of sea urchins. You know what sea urchins are, right? Like they make uni. They look like black balls with these incredibly sharp spikes all around them. He bought a bunch of these, scattered them throughout the edges of the island. It would be physically painful for people to get to his island or leave his island without him knowing about it and helping facilitate it. Allegedly. But that's just the island. That still doesn't tell us what the hell happened on the island, especially when it's been reported and debated about how many powerful figures have been to that island. Names like Stephen Hawking, Leslie Wexner, owner of Victoria's Secret and Limited Brands.
So she knows Victoria's Secret? I've always wondered what is the secret of Victoria? That's the thing that I always wanted to know. I'm not even gonna lie to you. I don't give a fuck if they made like some type of like next little section of it titled Pink. What the fuck is Victoria's Secret? Cause what?
Naomi Campbell, Prince Andrew, Bill Clinton, Donald
Naomi Campbell? Girl, what the fuck was you doing over there?
Trump, their names have all been brought up and debated.
Girl, what the fuck was you doing over there? So nobody gives a fuck? Like what?
Countless times of whether or not they have gone to the island.
Bro,
If they all went to the island, what are they all doing there? What do these people even have in common other than they're rich and powerful?
I'm not even gonna hold you, bro. If somebody puts me in any type of situation where there's some weird shit going on and you know that I don't know there be some weird shit going on, I'm not even gonna tell you what needs to be there because you don't know me, nigga. Don't invite me to no bullshit like that, nigga. I'm just a lowly individual. I'm just a nigga with a camera. Okay? Talk about it. Go to this island. For what? Ain't no good food over there. Don't invite me to that shit.
Epstein would host these
Who all gonna be there? Shit.
scientific conventions on the island. One of them was called Mindshift,
What?
and they would just discuss neuroscience, artificial intelligence. Another private island convention was called Confronting Gravity. He was going to bring in 20 of the top physicists from around the globe, including 3 Nobel Prize winners, and they would, through the conference, confront gravity and explore fundamental questions in physics.
Bruh, jump. Just jump. There's your answer to gravity. You could do that in the comfort of your own home. You don't need to go here to start explaining gravity. Why are we here? Why are we here? Honestly, why the fuck are we here? See, this is why I'm not somebody who needs to get hella money or nothing, or be invited to some freaky ass shit like this. Cause I'm gonna be like, bro, why the fuck am I here? I want to go home. Y'all didn't tell me like we was gonna be doing this. You know what I'm saying? I thought it was gonna be like, I don't even know. They asked you, do you want to come here? Who all gonna be there? Oh, I don't give a fuck.
They wanted to determine what consensus, if any, is there for defining gravity. Like either I'm too dumb or maybe too smart because I thought gravity was not a debatable thing.
Like real shit, nigga, jump. Jump. Nigga, jump. What? Like, are you trying to hide all this shit? Bro, you're like, there's a lot of sexual assault going on here. If I wanted to go here, I would have wanted to can I get like one of your Harvard ass, like, what, you a Harvard ass nigga. Did you go to Harvard? Did this nigga go to Harvard, bro? Like, what the fuck?
Epstein said about the conference, there is no agenda except fun and physics. That's fun with a capital F.
I fail physics, nigga.
Side note, Stephen Hawking does show up a lot in newly released court documents that we're going to go in more in depth on in the next episode on Sunday. But it seems like Epstein was obsessed with Stephen Hawking. He loved everything Stephen Hawking stood for. The fact that Hawking theorized that the universe would stop expanding and collapsing, at which point time itself would start running backwards.
That just made him come.
He loved that. He loved it so much that Epstein gave Stephen Hawking the best gift of all, a submarine that was modified to fit Stephen Hawking's wheelchair, which was the first time Stephen Hawking was able to go underwater.
This is so movie-like. It's crazy.
James Patterson states it was one of the most romantic, generous gestures that Jeffrey Epstein has ever made. Okay, what else was going on in that?
It could be like a very nice thing in life. Like finding yourself a nice woman your age and, like learning what it's like to find love and give them flowers and just watch their eyes light up and hearing a thank you and like just things like that. There's other things that you can do. Also, again, you can learn how to play 2K. Like what? There's a lot of other things in life that you could do. Or have a good sports team and watch them win. Like, bro, oh my gosh, what the fuck?
Island. Are we really?
Or listen to K-pop. Like, or listen to music. Listen to Stevie Wonder for the first time. Like, oh my God, Michael Jackson and all. Like, just hear music for the first time and just experience the euphoria. It's a lot of things you could replace for the shit that you did. You nasty motherfucker.
Supposed to believe that they spent all their money to find one of the most secluded islands that money can buy so that they can debate the concept of gravity.
Yeah, no. No.
And pin up whiteboards a little too high on the wall? I don't think so.
Get the fuck out of here.
There was no runway on that island. It was too small for a private plane to land. So Epstein would have to land his private plane at a bigger airport, his Gulfstream on St. Thomas, then take his helicopter to his private island. Some locals on the main island would whisper that Epstein's private jet should actually be called the Lolita Express.
And Lolita means, oh my gosh. Ew. 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 Ew.
Every time that they landed to go to Epstein's private island, they said that Epstein was just surrounded by children, female children.
Ew, bro, what the fuck? Ugh.
Another local stated there would be girls that look like they are maybe in high school. They looked very young, and they were always wearing college sweatshirts.
What?
It seemed like they were wearing it as camouflage. To be like, I'm in college, I just look young. But they're definitely not college age. They're definitely not old enough.
Oh, looks like we found the final switch into this story.
So they're not even college, but they're trying to be
Yes.
pretend they're in college.
Yes.
Wow.
Another local said, I compare him to a serial killer in broad daylight. I mean, I just think he has the face of evil. And it's like he was flaunting it, like hanging out with all these underage girls just so blatantly. Other locals stated, the young girls look like they stepped out of an underwear catalog. They would walk around with very few clothes on or lounge by the pool with nothing on. And it's like, they were like that the most of their time. And I was concerned because of their ages. And a few of them looked very young. And I couldn't help but wonder, do their mothers know where they are?
Like, that's
It has been alleged by a victim that the
Like, fool, what the fuck? Like, bro, what?
island was just step one of a web of trafficking for wealthy clients. It wasn't just the island. Girls were sent to London, Paris, Spain, everywhere around the world. And on that island, girls were forced into sexual acts by Jeffrey Epstein and his right-hand woman, Ghislaine Maxwell. Now, if you guys have ever heard of Epstein's case at all, you've heard of Ghislaine Maxwell. I mean, the two go together like they did everything together. This episode is focused mainly on Jeffrey Epstein. The very next episode that we're going to be uploading on Sunday is going to be focused on Ghislaine Maxwell and how she was basically called his madam of this whole alleged trafficking ring, because she actually was very involved and very allegedly abusive with many victims. She is said to be a ruthless woman.
You know, this is kind of like resonating with me of watching Handmaid's Tale and Aunt Lydia. I guess before she became good, I guess that's what people are saying. But, yo, I didn't fuck with Aunt Lydia, gang. Like, not at all, bro. What the fuck?
The victims stated they were forced to have intimate relations, not just with Epstein, but allegedly with other wealthy men from all different industries. It's been stated that some of these victims were just as young as 12 years old. Allegedly, Epstein would try and get the girls to be his little spies. He wanted intel and blackmail, not just on the girls, but on the other wealthy men that they were forced to sleep with. It's rumored that every inch of that island was being watched. There were cameras in cabanas, in the buildings, out on the patios. It was said that you weren't safe, not even in the restrooms. There were cameras in the restrooms. And if you try to escape, which we're going to cover in the next episode, someone tries to escape the island, very, very bad things happen to you. There are a lot of theories about this island. Satanic rituals, sacrifices, underground tunnels, and all of these theories will be fully explored in part 1 and part 2. But just remember, this is the tip of the iceberg.
Slim.
A close friend of Epstein told Vicky Ward, the journalist, that honestly tried to warn everybody about Epstein from the get-go. They told her, you think you know Epstein, and then you peel another ring off the onion skin. And then there's something else extraordinary underneath. He never reveals his hand. He's a classic iceberg. What you see is not what you get.
Yo, I think this is a good time to stop. I don't know. Oh my gosh. This is a lot. I ain't gonna hold you, Slim. We gonna come back to this. Maybe another day. We gonna come back to this. Holy shit. Okay, it is a new day, and we got a wardrobe switch. Let's try and finish this.
Tip of the iceberg started melting September 2005. The police pull over a young driver, a girl named Aria. This is a fake name.
Okay.
She has weed in her car.
Ooh.
It's not a lot. It's not like she's the next El Chapo of Florida, but possession is still very illegal in Florida, so the police have to book her. Now, they're thinking this is going to be a very routine teen arrest. But at the police station, she starts talking and she wants to talk to somebody higher up.
Oh,
They're like, why do you need to talk to somebody higher up? It's just weed. I have something that I think people would be interested in knowing. It's about a man named Jeffrey Epstein.
Wait,
Aria tells them that she knows Jeffrey Epstein, that she's been at his Palm Beach estate and she knows what goes on in that house.
whoa. Okay, hold on. Wait, that kind of escalated crazy. Oh my gosh, what the fuck? I thought you was just gonna get booked for some weed. What you mean you got? Wait, what was that?
So this is not his New York City estate with his eyeballs on the wall. This is a completely new house in Florida. To get into Jeffrey Epstein's Palm Beach estate, you have to get past the gate, past the guard, enter through the side door, which opens up to the kitchen.
My
Usually
goodness.
there's a housekeeper doing dishes there. Then if you want to go upstairs, you take the winding staircase with pink carpets and you head up. Upstairs, the hallway is lined with photographs of naked women.
What?
And again, because it's a very
Bro, what the
expensive house,
fuck?
like $18 million, I guess you could say it's eccentric and not weird and serial killer-y.
Bro, this looks like the back rooms. It looks like a DLC for the back rooms.
It's up for debate. The house itself has this weird edge of coldness. Not in the billionaire lair, evil Tony Stark kind of way, but some parts of his house seem like a hospital. Some guest rooms almost look like doctors' offices.
What the fuck?
Then perhaps you walk straight into...
What the fuck is that? What the fuck is that in the tub? What is that?
Not in the billionaire lair, evil Tony Stark kind of way, but some parts of his house seem like a hospital. Some guest...
What is that thing in the tub? What is that black thing? Oh my gosh, what the hell? Who is that on the wall? Is that Maxwell lady? Who the fuck?
rooms almost look like doctors' offices. Then perhaps you walk straight into Jeffrey Epstein's bedroom. The whole room
What the hell?
seems off. There are these hospital-looking machines next to his bed. It's likely for sleep apnea, but they look intimidating. You've got a massage table in his bedroom. There's this wooden cabinet on the side that's filled to the brim, like bursting with rubber toys and just
gosh.
adult toys. The whole cabinet. Next to his
Ew.
bed, Jeffrey Epstein has peach-flavored Joy Jelly lube. In the bathroom, there's soaps shaped like private parts of, all the different private parts. There's more bottles of Joy Jelly, peach-flavored, mango-flavored. You open the door into his closet, and inside his dress...
I don't like that name. Joy Jelly? Oh, but I thought that was like a... Oh. She's like... I guess she's switching up the names. I thought that was the name of some actual Joy Jelly. I didn't like that.
room, there's more photographs of women,
Bro,
of girls
what
that
the
all
hell?
came to his house. They all look incredibly young, and most of them are nude. He's
Why
got
do you
DVDs,
have-
strictly B-list movies for some reason, stacks of UFC fighting tapes, books from Amazon. One is titled Slavecraft, Roadmaps for Erotic Servitude, which is otherwise, I'm sure, a perfectly fine book, but it's Epstein, so I'm not sure he's using it as intended.
You know, I ain't even gonna hold you, bro. Like, I don't... Like, there's just something that, like, people indulge in that, like, you don't want to yuck somebody's yum, of course. And, like, it's just, like, the thing about him having all these photos, dude, like, what in the world? Like, why do you have all these photos, bro? Like, say, like, you didn't even know who Cuz is, and you walk into this house and be like, yo, why is there so many pictures of these naked women here? Why? Like, you know, like that feeling that you have when you see something that's just like eerie? Like, that's like, yo, oh my gosh. And it's like your mind just thinks, like, you can't walk into a house like that and just be like, oh yeah, there's just a bunch of titties everywhere. Everything is fine. Like, and I'm saying that even if it's like, I'm not even gonna hold you, even if it's like, I would say just adult consenting women too. It's just like, wait, why is this displayed like this? And that's before you even get to the lube closet.
There are 2 secret cameras hidden in clocks on the first floor in his office.
Oh,
Most of the
hell
girls
no.
in that house don't even know about it. Jeffrey takes pictures of them through those cameras and keeps them on his hard drive. And the whole
Fool.
place has this overwhelming, sickly lavender smell to it all. The first time, most girls are led into a room that has a green and pink sofa. Next to it is another giant wooden cabinet that's filled to the brim with toys. There's a mural of another naked woman inside the room. A massage table is in front of the couch. And most girls are led up there by another young woman, an assistant. Just wait right here. He'll be up in a minute. There's a sense of fear and nerves when it's the first time because it's just a massage, right? Like you just give some guy a massage and you get paid for the massage. I mean, everything in the room clearly indicates that it's not a massage though. There's photographs of young women posing naked. I mean, one of them shows a girl that's clearly not of age. And in the photo, she's smiling, but there's this strong undertone of anxiety on her face and she's pulling off her undergarments while smiling at the camera. It's just weird.
Yo.
Aria was starting to feel a little bit on edge. It was her first time there. She was honestly just there because Hollister's pay is not great. Hollister pays like $6 an hour. And she had all these plans to go camping with her friends this summer and she was telling her coworker about it. And the coworker is like, oh, you're trying to get plane tickets? You're not going to get that out here. It's $6 an hour. I can get you a plane ticket like that in 2 hours. What are you talking about? Oh, you just go give this guy a massage and he'll pay you like $200 for 45 minutes to an hour.
See, this is how they get them, bro. That's crazy. Oh my gosh. That's sick. I ain't gonna hold you, bro. Like, oh.
She didn't give Aria any other details. That was it. But Aria was not naive enough to think that someone would just pay $200 for a massage.
Yeah,
she
like,
said,
what?
you know, like this guy's not going to pay you money for not doing anything, not letting him cop a feel or nothing, you know? But he could try all he wanted. I mean, she would just turn it down. She thought, if he tries to do something that I have a problem with, I'll just leave. Simple.
Yeah, I ain't gonna lie to you. The days like that, days like that, you gotta learn how to shoot a nigga in his face. I'm not even gonna hold you. And no pun intended, since the recent events, but yo, nah. There's women who literally either get murdered for turning down a man's number. Y'all, please be safe. Please be safe. Please be safe. Please be safe. And you freaky ass niggas, y'all need to stop that shit. Stop it. Stop it.
As that. And if not, if he doesn't do
No.
anything, then I make
fuck?
$200. $200 is $200. Aria went with a friend from Hollister. She was brought into the kitchen where she met Sarah, who she later found out was, quote, like one of Jeffrey's slaves, end quote. Jeffrey Epstein would pick a few girlfriends to live with him.
You know, the thing that'd be frying me is like, it's decades of this happening with all these powerful people, and apparently something got released, but it's like the fact that this is such a big thing and such a, I would say is it called an open secret? And it's like people who the young girls who like literally come in to a already fucked up and like grandfathered in system. It's like, yo, oh my gosh. Like you didn't even know this was going down. And then it takes how many years for the whole thing to be blown up out of proportion? Like, that is scary.
And it really depends on, I guess, how you look at it. I've seen some victims and some sources depict these women as perpetrators.
What?
And then I've seen some depict them also as victims who ended up becoming perpetrators, but probably because they were already victimized to a degree.
Right.
So it's very complicated. But a lot of the girls would say they're like his slaves. So they would live in his house and they would do everything for him. They would walk behind him during his morning contemplative walks. They would never really look up or talk without being asked. Yeah, it was a thing. The woman tells Aria, he'll be ready for you in a second. Aria was led upstairs, past the strange paintings, and into the primary bedroom where there was a couch in the bathroom. And she's like sitting in the bathroom couch.
That's very weird to me. If there's something that got a shower and it get all steamy, why is there a couch with fabric? That just, oh my gosh.
I mean, it was huge, the bathroom. There were bottles of lube, massage oils,
Ew.
weird medical looking devices that you would normally see in like a dermatologist's office. It's just creepy. It was not a place that you would want to be alone in. But Arya's not alone. She's got her friend from Hollister there. Then a middle-aged man walks into the room, walks over to Arya, shakes her hand. Hey, I'm Jeffrey. Then he turns to her friend from Hollister, hands her a wad of hundreds, and Arya is pissed. Her friend was getting paid to bring Arya here.
Damn.
Worse is that her so-called friend is leaving her. She tells Jeffrey,
Yo.
Great, I'll wait for you downstairs. Turns to Arya, see you in a little bit, and
Girl.
runs downstairs.
Yo, what the fuck? Oh, yo.
Wait, so the friend was getting paid
Yes.
hundreds of dollars.
Like $200 for each referral. Arya feels like she's got no
This is
choice but to
sick.
give this guy a massage. So she starts massaging him with the massage oils and he just keeps whining, take off your skirt. She's
Ew.
like, no. But he
No.
keeps going. Come on, you're not showing anything just by taking.
Yeah, I ain't gonna hope. Nah, these guys are nasty, bro. Oh,
Off your skirt. He ends up pressuring her into it, which is illegal because she's 16, but regardless, he talks her into it and she takes off her skirt. Then he forcibly starts touching her. She
Ew.
tries to tell him to stop, but he keeps going and demanding that she now take off her shirt. In the end, Arya felt pressured to undress, but she kept her undergarments on. He kept groping her chest area, then finished by wiping himself off on a towel. So he was like He paid her $300 and she went home after 40 minutes. And just to put a quick disclaimer here, I'm using words given to the officer by Arya, but I don't think that he talked her into it or convinced her. I would consider it straight up force. She's 16, he's a middle-aged man, it's illegal. So even if he, quote, talked her into it, it's still illegal.
Exactly.
Second, $300 for 40 minutes. In many professions, that would be considered an incredible job. But this is not a job. This is illegal. And the girls were way too young to realize how traumatic those 40 minutes would be and how it would stick with them for the rest of their lives. But he knew that. He exploited that. Arya was 16.
You know, one thing that breaks my heart is like, I would say, kids and young people who literally get their innocence taken away, and it's like the real world hits them in the face, and I never really see anything in that sense where it's not traumatic. That breaks my heart, bro. Oh my gosh, fuck this guy. Ugh.
From there,
Ew.
Arya told officers that she frequently visited Epstein's mansion and gave him massages.
Oh my
She stated
gosh,
that
what
she
the
was there
fuck?
every day that he was in Palm Beach, and she had been there at least hundreds of times. She had some rules that she set with him, and again, none of this matters because she's underage, so even if she's setting rules, this is illegal.
Exactly.
Arya stated Epstein told her that she was his favorite. He ended up buying her a new car, bought her plane tickets for trips, gave her shopping money. Sometimes she would go over to his house and there would just be a giant bag of lingerie from Victoria's Secret just waiting for her, like $1,500 worth of stuff. He even asked if she could ask her parents to emancipate her so that she could come live with him.
No.
As a girlfriend?
No.
The police ask. Slave, whatever you want me to call it, yeah. But it escalated. He just increased my pay as long as he could touch me.
Ew.
She said, I used to go there every day. Like, I don't know how many other girls he was saying, you're my favorite too, but I want you to live with me. But I was in as deep as you can get. She stated, the underwear I'm wearing right now, he gave me. Authorities asked and clarified, and for some reason we have very, very vivid details about his private part. Arya told authorities, because they kept asking, oh yeah, I'm 110% sure he's circumcised. As a matter of fact, he has some sort of birth defect on his thing. I don't know what it is. I've never really looked into it because I've never done anything where I had to touch it. Out of the whole time I worked for him, I never touched his thing. I'm pretty sure he rubbed it against me, but I've never been like, okay, I'm going to let you do this, or okay, I'm going to do this now. But it's really weirdly shaped. I don't know. Do you want me to tell you about it?
What?
Yes.
What?
I'm really embarrassed, but it's like a teardrop, like a drop of water. It's like really fat at the bottom and really skinny at the top where it's attached, and it never is like fully stiff. Like I could just tell by looking at it.
Hey, yo, Steph, I thought you were gonna like save us the details, yo. Why?
I don't know. Like by looking at it, you can obviously tell if it is. I could tell that he wasn't. Aria told authorities that sometimes Jeffrey Epstein would call her over to the house and ask her to be completely naked while he worked. So she would be paid to just sit on his desk while he worked completely naked and watch TV or read a book or just be naked in the room.
What the fuck?
Other times he requested that she be naked in bed with him while he watched the news. Or other times he would just have her join him for dinner.
Naked?
It wasn't always a massage, but Aria said she would never be in that house if there wasn't money involved. Then one day, he forced her over the massage table and forced himself on her. She said that she, quote, freaked out and stopped him, but he R-worded her even if it was just for a moment. Now, side note, I want to clarify that she clarifies with the police that she never had intimate relations with Epstein, and she did not.
Right.
But he did try to R-word her, even if for a moment or two. And I say that because he was victimizing her. She was so young when she was giving her statement to the police. I don't think that it's settled in yet because there was a really heartbreaking part of her questions with the police where she just kept asking, wait, is this like our word? I mean, it's just my opinion. I think he's just a raging predator.
Bro, this nigga is...
Now, side note, Jeffrey Epstein knew Aria's real age as well. She told him that she was 16 and he told her, don't tell anybody. Don't tell anybody your real age. And from there, things just started escalating. Epstein would pay Aria to have relations with another woman, one of his girlfriends that lived at the house. And either they were all underage at the time or she had just turned 18. It's uncertain. He would watch as they had intimate relations with each other. Sometimes he would join in by doing things to the two of them. Aria stated that there was a lot of usage of strap-on devices and other large rubber objects. He had a whole cabinet at his disposal of things that he would use during these massages.
Bro, they're doing this to kids.
She stated Jeffrey Epstein was a mastermind at getting people to do what he wanted. She stated, he's a very hard guy to say no to. I don't know if you guys ever talked to him, but well, if you talk to him, I mean, he straight up tries to control the situation. Every word that comes out of your mouth, it seems like he knows what you're going to say. Like, that's his job. That's how he makes his money. Knowing what people are going to say and what people are going to do. The only reason that I held on for so long was because he promised that he would get me into NYU and that he would pay for it. So I waited and I scored great on my SATs. I had a 4.0 GPA. I did really good in school. I gave him my application 3 times. He never submitted it or checked it. That's why I stayed so long, because
that's some bitch ass shit, bro. That's some real bitch ass shit. It's just layers of evil. That's some bitch ass shit right there. Cause what the fuck, like,
my dream was right in front of me, you know? Did he ever hurt you? Sometimes it got violent, yeah. He would pick me up. Like, if you pick me up and throw, obviously it's gonna hurt. I mean, there's been nights where I walked out of there barely able to walk from him being so rough. So to recap, Aria was pulled over, arrested for having weed in her possession, brought into the station, and the police thought this was a routine arrest. But now they've uncovered that Jeffrey Epstein, one of the richer men of all of Palm Beach, is actively seeking children for sex work.
Actively.
Aria looked at the detective near the end of the interview and she said, Jeffrey's gonna get me. You guys realize that. He's gonna find me. He's gonna figure this out and I'm not safe now. You understand that, right? I'm not safe. Do you know what the golden rule is?
Do unto
It's very
others.
simple. He who has the gold makes the rules.
Oh, what
and
the
in
fuck?
Palm Beach, there's a
Wait, I thought the golden rule was do unto others what you want done unto them. Is another golden rule? What?
lot of rule makers. To give you an idea, their local newspaper, the Palm Beach Daily News, the front page news for them is usually the most recent charity ball or equestrian horseback riding event or some sort of gallery opening. It's a place where nothing really happens and everything happens. And there is a busy time even for the police. They call it, quote, the season. Winter time in Palm Beach. That is when all the rich billionaires with their fifth vacation homes come into the town. They leave leave snowy New York, rainy Paris, come to Palm Beach where the temperatures sit comfortably in the 70s, and they throw parties. It is the season. The billionaires come in, fly in on their private jets, fly in all their friends from around the world. They throw these over-the-top parties, endless bottles of Dom, the ones that cost like hundreds of dollars per bottle. There's shrimp towers, hired entertainment, noise complaints. Someone hungover, believed to be dead, there's a 911 call. Cocaine usage through the roof. And once these parties are over, the workers come in, clean up the billionaires' mansions, leaving it completely spotless, even though they know and the billionaires know that they're just going to do it all over again tonight.
Bro, I don't understand how people just party like this. Oh my gosh, what the fuck type of hedonistic shit is going on here? Like, yo, what the fuck, dude?
And everything, all that trash, ends up at the landfill that the sanitation workers call Mount Trashmore. Everyone's trash, except Jeffrey Epstein's. His trash was being secretly pulled by the Palm Beach Police Department after Aria and after Nina's reports. It's called a trash pull, where authorities secretly work with sanitation workers and have a special place for intaking a suspect's trash, like all of it, and it goes to the police station and sorted through for important evidence. In this case, they're looking for anything that has DNA, toothbrushes, condoms, half-eaten pizzas that can even place underage girls in the house, or any other incriminating evidence, notebooks, journals, pieces of papers with names, phone numbers, dates, anything that can connect Aria or any other underage girl for that matter to Jeffrey Epstein. Billionaire or not, the police are determined. They're going to get this guy. They just need to make sure that the investigation is kept tight, under wraps. The door to the police station swings open. And
yo, I didn't even know. I'm not going to lie to you. I didn't even know how this dude got booked. Like, I'm learning new shit, fool. Whoa.
A silver-haired man walks in. It's Jeffrey Epstein. And behind him is a beautiful but very young woman, 19 years old, barely a woman, and she's walking behind him a few paces back. The other girls call her another one of, quote, one of Jeffrey's, like, slaves, end quote. She's one of the girls that lives in his mansion. She's walking behind him, head down, staring at the ground, and all the officers are staring because it's such a strange, alarming sight. It looked like she's used to not talking or even making eye contact unless she's addressed, which can never be a green flag.
Exactly. That shit is weird regardless of the age, but this is fucked up. Like, what type of, niggas be throwing me, bro. Like, men be throwing me, bro. Cause I don't, what? Like, what?
Jeffrey walks up to the chief Ryder. He introduces himself as a local Palm Beach resident, Jeffrey Epstein. He does not introduce the woman behind him. It's like she doesn't exist. And he hands the chief a check for $90,000.
What?
Whoa.
A donation.
Wait, does he know?
For a firearms simulator. Which kind of, if you guys don't know what that is, it looks like screen golf. But instead of a golf club, you use a replica firearm and you practice your aim, reflexes, and stamina. A lot of wealthy Palm Beach residents donate to the local police department because they have a lot that they want to protect. And they want to make their already safe town even safer. And they think this is the best way to do it.
Man.
I didn't know you could just walk into a police station and hand them a check.
Yeah.
Like, bro, I thought that was illegal as fuck. Never in my life would I think I would hand out anything that's green with numbers on it and dead presidents on it to any type of place. Any type of place with police on the window or police on the badge. That ain't never crossed my mind ever in life.
And not be arrested for
like
bribery.
That's crazy.
Yeah. Like that's insane.
We should just hand them $1 check and test it out.
Girl,
it's
no.
crazy.
That's not conflict of interest? Like what?
Yeah,
That's definitely not bribery for sure, right? But even for one of the wealthiest zip codes in the state, $90,000 in a donation is a pretty big deal. Chief Ryder, he'd been a cop for more than 24 years. I mean, he was trained for anti-terrorism at the FBI training headquarters, Quantico, but he's also a family guy. And he could just tell that something is off about Jeffrey Epstein.
Exactly.
And $90,000 was entirely not enough to make him feel differently.
Yeah,
The authorities have a report of something that sounds very much
that
like
motherfucker.
the R word from Aria, but it's not enough to get someone of Jeffrey Epstein's caliber. I mean, we hear about normal people getting away with SA all the time. Now, add a few hundreds of millions of dollars, if not $1 billion, into the mix, Jeffrey Epstein is practically untouchable. Chief Ryder even warned his squad, cross your T's, dot your I's. Epstein's attorneys can eat us for breakfast, lunch, and dinner if that's what they want to do. And if you're going up against someone like that, which is what the police have every intention of doing, you have to know everything about your opponent. You don't go into a fight blind.
Yeah.
And they know nothing about Jeffrey Epstein.
nothing at
For a
all.
very
That's
rich
crazy.
guy, he's incredibly mysterious in private. Nobody even knew what he did for a living. I mean, yeah, the police can figure out through tax filings, but what does that even mean? What does he really do for a living? He has a corporation, he helps rich people, that's all they know. How does Jeffrey Epstein make his money?
You gonna
According
tell
to
us?
some people, Jeffrey Epstein would go around telling people that he was a brain scientist. Is that even a real job?
What the fuck does that
He
mean?
would say, it's my job to know how people's brains work. So yes, it's all very elusive. But one thing is for certain, it is highly unusual for animals that big to not leave any footprints in the snow.
Oh, also, going back to that book joint, there's a lot of like scientific stuff in there. Like, there's people on TikTok decoding that shit, and I ain't even gonna lie, bro. My brain I can't comprehend what it is, and I just know it's something crazy. That book, bro. Holy shit.
Only problem is, Jeffrey Epstein was born with very, very small feet.
What?
At least in the finance world. Jeffrey grew up in Brooklyn where his dad was a landscaper, which I just want to say there's absolutely nothing wrong with that. It does appear that he comes from a loving home, but it is a world away from the Upper East Side and the old money New Yorker societies that he wants to be a part of. But Jeffrey Epstein is unfortunately very smart, at least on paper. He skipped 2 grades. He was a genius with numbers, they said. He played the piano. His friends said he was advanced. He's brilliant. He's a diamond in the rough. He's got
And his quarrel was that he is a PDF file.
a gift for recognizing opportunities very quickly. Interestingly enough, Jeffrey Epstein had a lot of friends growing up, and they would call him Epi. His parents would call him Bear. At school, they'd call him Epi. Apparently, he was very likable. So they said, have you ever heard someone who laughs like, ha, 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 or they just kind of laugh like that noise? They said Jeffrey Epstein laughed like, he, in a very high-pitched voice. Like he would
He did what the fuck? What?
have a hee laugh, which honestly is a little creepy now that I
Yeah,
think
what
about
the
it.
hell?
But a lot of kids, when you're young, they thought it was cute. They thought it was endearing. Jeffrey Epstein was described to be chubby with curly hair and an obsession with his prized stamp collection. And his grades. I mean, Jeffrey Epstein goes from Brooklyn to the Upper East Side, at least Monday through Fridays. And he starts teaching at a prestigious private school in New York City called Dalton School. This isn't even a university. Dalton is a K through 12 grade school. The tuition per year is $61,000 a year.
What?
This is not even a private university.
What?
Epstein doesn't even have a college degree, and he ends up as a teacher of math and physics over at Dalton.
How?
And nobody was taking parent-teacher conferences as seriously as Epstein was, because that is his chance to be in the same room with these rich, powerful, well-connected parents without formally pitching himself and annoying these influential families, because I'm sure they get that all the time.
So you mean to tell me he got his start being a bugaboo? He was bugging motherfuckers? Are you serious?
They get Shark Tank pitches on a daily basis.
What?
Epstein shows up to these teacher conferences and shows them exactly how valuable and brilliant he is. And it works.
What?
One of the dads leans over during a parent-teacher conference. Have you ever heard of Bear Stearns? Bear Stearns was a massive investment bank, trading, and brokerage firm. By 2008, it was the 5th largest investment bank in Manhattan. It did collapse that same year, so I don't know what that means anymore. In 2006, they did $9.2 billion in revenue. They had a giant 47-floor glass-down skyscraper in the middle of Manhattan. The traders did lines of cocaine in the bathroom. I'm not even making that up. There was a guy from Bear Stearns who had a cocaine dispenser that had the emblem of Bear Stearns. I mean, the firm clearly operated in very interesting ways. Even when hiring traders, the partners were not looking at resumes and diplomas. Some of the partners would straight up say, I'm looking for PSDs. Poor, smart, determined kids. PSDs. Jeffrey Epstein was a PSD when he joined Bear Stearns. He starts trading and sleeping with one of the partner's assistants immediately, and he is exposed to a whole new world of money. At these firms, money is no longer even money. It's just numbers on a screen that go up and down. When it goes up, you're happy. You make money. When it goes down, you're sad. You do another line of cocaine, and you get back at it.
I see possibilities like that literally have never crossed my mind. That's crazy. That's really crazy. Wow. So this dude was a master of communications or whatever, math and sciences. And his downfall is the fact that he is a nasty fucker. That's crazy. How does that switch flip? I don't get it. I don't get it.
After 5 years there, Epstein takes his $250,000 bonus that year, resigns from the firm conveniently right before the SEC starts an investigation into Bear Stearns, which is suspicious to say the least. He was questioned multiple times by the SEC. And from there, Jeffrey Epstein finds himself being a bounty hunter.
What?
Jeffrey Epstein's real taste of money, like first real taste, because to him, $250,000 is not real money. It's not enough. He actually blew through it so quickly that he had to stay on people's couches. He didn't even have a place to stay. His first real...
How do you blow through $250,000? How do you just blow through that? What are you buying? What the fuck? What?
Real taste of money was through a woman named Ana Obregon. And she's this beautiful Spanish actress, model, socialite, and normally very, very wealthy. But her dad was about to be out hundreds of millions of dollars, potentially. Wow. We don't have an exact figure, but Anna's dad invested in a scheme, and now his money is at risk of being gone forever. So Anna reaches out to Jeffrey Epstein and is like, hey, I heard you're good with numbers. I heard you're good with tracking things down. I need you to help my dad. Hunt down my dad's money. If you recover it all, I'll give you a good chunk of it. What? A bounty hunter. Epstein worked with the SEC Fraud Task Force, probably the same task force that investigated Bear Stearns and Jeffrey Epstein by default. What? And now he's on their side, trying to get Anna's money back.
Yo, how do you... Oh my gosh. What? Like, how in the hell is this possible? Like, what?
And it worked.
Why is everything just working? Why is everything just working?
He found her family's money being held in a bank in the Cayman Islands, and it's unclear how much money he recovered, but it's suspected that Anna gave him a hefty commission, likely in the 7 figures. This is Jeffrey Epstein's first taste of big boy money, and he's not going back. It's argued Epstein did have a way with numbers. He was really good at it. He would use it to find ways for the ultra wealthy to not pay taxes. That is what Epstein genuinely did. Tax evasion. His whole business model was pay me $50 million or pay the IRS 10 times more than that.
Are you fucking kidding me? Yo, some people just,
So I'm going to find, it's not tax evasion. I guess they're legal loopholes. Jeffrey Epstein seemed to have this lifelong habit, though, where he would promote his girlfriends. He would somehow date some of the most beautiful women in the world, not even subjectively, but literally objectively. He dated Miss Sweden for a while. He would date these incredibly beautiful women. I mean, they're completely out of his league. And then he would promote them to be his friend. He would break up with them, but he always told them, no. Think about it like this. You're going up the ladder. You're not going down the ladder. You're graduating to a better tier. You're moving from lover to friend. That is better. Relationships are nothing. There's beautiful, hot women all over this island.
I see how I'm not gonna lie to you. I see how he was friends with that orange man and best friends. That's bro. How is he getting away with all this shit, bro? If I try to break up with somebody and be like, oh, we can still be friends, and be like, fuck you, nigga. What? Like,
friendship is precious. That's how he always framed it. And it worked. Epstein would remain close with all of his ex-girlfriends. One of his ex-girlfriends stated, there is nothing but nice things that I can say about this guy.
How did he go from this to children? Like, genuinely. What? How?
Even an old high school girlfriend remembers getting a call from him out of the blue. This is both when they're in their 50s. They dated 30 years ago in high school. He calls out of the blue without talking to her for decades. And he's like, you know what? You came up in a conversation recently and I was just thinking about you. He's like, yeah, it was my birthday party, my 50th birthday party. And I had all these pictures of me when I was younger. And, because we dated, I had a picture of you on the beach. And my friend was pointing at your picture. And I thought, I bet she's got a big ass now.
What?
You want to come over?
What?
And after decades of not talking, she went over to his Manhattan mansion and it's like nothing had changed.
What?
Friends forever. Now, one of Jeffrey Epstein's longest relationships, though, was with a man named John A. This is a fake name. He was Jeffrey Epstein's houseman for 11 years. As the main houseman, John was also the house manager, the driver, the house maintenance person. He mainly stayed in the Palm Beach house, and his job was to make sure that anytime Jeffrey was at home, it was ready for him. If anyone had a firsthand look into what went on in that house, it was going to be John. He said, I think Jeffrey was probably very sore, because he received 3 massages per day, 3 massages by 3 different women per day. And every year, those masseuses, they got younger and younger, and they would always be led up to Epstein's room or bathroom where he would have a massage. But sometimes John would go in there afterwards and find these long rubber devices or massagers that would be in the sink that he would have to wash off and put back into the wooden cabinet. Now, in comparison to all of that, this new errand that he was sent to run, it seemed very easy. All he had to do was drop off flowers to one of Mr. Epstein's girls. He thought it was going to be the easiest task in the day, until he found himself with a bouquet of red roses in his hand, standing in front of a high school. Red roses.
My nigga, I ain't even gonna hold you, cuz he would have to snap. Like, what? Y'all ever I guess this is an analogy or something. Y'all ever had to tell somebody something of like somebody that you don't even know? Like say like somebody will tell you, hey, can you go tell this person this, and you don't know that person from a can of paint, and like the kind of like anxiety you have when you don't know this person, or like just or just like say your parents send you to your neighbor's house, that you drop off something to them, give them some food or something, because for some reason they don't want to fucking do it. I don't know if this is probably not an original thought, but like, like when you have to like knock on the door of like your neighbor's house and it's like, I'm kind of having some anxiety right now. Like that feeling. And now times that of you doing something very, very nasty for somebody that you like, he would have had to snap. He snapped, right? He snapped, right?
For 15-year-old Nina. Nina, From the beginning of this story with $300 in her wallet, she had to sit on her hands on the way to Jeffrey Epstein's mansion. She was wearing a white pair of skinny jeans and she did not want to get it dirty in Wendy's truck. The seats are grimy. I mean, honestly, this whole situation felt grimy, but it's
I'm
not
so
even...
sorry. Who's Wendy?
Wendy is the girl that's introducing her to this rich man who takes massages.
Oh, shit.
Her friend. I see.
Wendy is actually her boyfriend's cousin, and she's sitting on her hands in the back, and it's just not a pleasant situation. But if someone asked you, would you rather work part-time at a fast food chain, sweating over burgers in the back, getting greasy, your hair's all sweaty, to make $300 you smell when you get home, or would you rather close your eyes, massage an old rich guy for an hour and make that same amount of money?
Honestly, I'm gonna keep it a stack. I take the burgers. I take smelling like burgers, man. I would just take smelling like burgers. You know, lifelong trauma.
When you're 16, 15, 14, I mean, even when you're not, it seems like the choice is kind of easy. Nina doesn't really have a choice now. She's in the back of Wendy's car, hands numb. The GPS is leading them straight to an $18.5 million mansion overlooking the water in Palm Beach.
What the
And
fuck?
Wendy, her boyfriend's cousin, the one that's introducing her to the man, is glancing in the rearview mirror. Nina, remember, when he asks how old you are, you say 18. You got
Oh,
it?
hell no.
Nina's kind of confused because nobody in their right mind would think that she's even 18 or 17 or 16. She's 14.
Oh, gosh.
14 or 15?
She's 14.
Oh, my gosh.
Goodness.
Sure. I'm serious. When the man asks your age, you say, 18. Yeah, I got it. Nina smiles at Wendy in the rearview mirror and the car pulls up to the front gate. It opens up for them. They park in the driveway and they walk up to a guard. Wendy's acting like she's doing a drug deal.
This has
We're
to
here
be
to
so
see
scary.
Jeff. He nods
This has to be so scary. This has to be so scary.
and they follow him over to the side door that leads into the kitchen. Nina steps inside and there's just like a group of adults staring at her. No introductions, nothing. They're just staring her up and down. One of the house guys, I guess one of the house staff, looks at her and says, "Do you want milk and cereal?"
So nobody has manners either. Like, y'all just mean and nasty. Just mean and nasty. Like, what? Do I want milk and... Bitch!
I'm good. Wendy's just standing there staring at the man leaning up against the kitchen island. He's looking Nina up and down, and then he just nods. Wendy follows him out of the kitchen, and Nina's so confused, like, what the hell is happening? I mean, clearly they're analyzing Nina. They're looking for something in her. And when he gets back, the middle-aged man, Jeffrey Epstein, tells his assistant, "You can take Nina upstairs."
Yo, this
Nina
is-
was taken to the godforsaken room
Oh.
with the pink and green couch, where she waited.
What is that in the mirror?
And she's just staring at all these naked pictures of girls that look way too young. And there's this
weird.
wooden cabinet with toys inside. And
This
it's
is
just
weird
a
and nasty.
freaky experience. The door swings open and there is Jeffrey Epstein
Oh, gosh.
standing right behind her in nothing but a towel.
Oh, gosh.
It was freaky. It's terrifying.
Oh.
But she's also 14. So she's thinking, well, technically that's how massages work, right?
No. You don't even have to try and justify this nasty shit. It's nasty.
So even though Nina is not a licensed masseuse, because in the state of Florida you have to be 18, she's thinking this is normal.
No,
He's
it's not
maintaining eye contact with her while he takes off his towel and he is standing there in front of her completely nude. She
Ugh.
looks down and his wee-wee is very tiny.
Ugh.
Side note, the word wee-wee was used with authorities, so that's why I'm using it, but also it emphasizes how young these girls are. Epstein had a very stern voice, like an angry dad or like a scary teacher. It's a voice of authority. You wouldn't even question it. It sounds that scary. He tells her, "Take off your clothes."
Yo.
Nina's so scared, she takes off her pants, and then he lays down on the massage table on his stomach. He instructs her to get on top of him to massage his back, and at first it was as normal as a type of massage like this can get, I
This is
guess.
not normal.
Like she's massaging his back with massage oils.
This isn't
But then
normal.
Epstein turns to his side and starts rubbing his privates on her body. He grabs a device, uses it on her private parts, and then it was over. He grabs a towel to wipe himself off down there and gets off the table. So he did not fully essay her, but it's still essay, you know?
Yeah.
Nina was paid $200 for the first time. And unfortunately, Nina was just one of the many victims Epstein had. He had a few ways that he would recruit underage girls for what I feel are assaults, but he calls them massages. The first way was to have girls recruit other girls, children recruiting children, under Epstein's force and guidance.
That's so
So Wendy, the one that brought Nina to Epstein, she told authorities that just after she turned 17, her friend asked her to come to Epstein's house. That's how she got roped into this.
This is
Well,
nasty.
actually, her friend asked her, "You want to make some money?" I mean, who says no to a question like that? So she said yes. Okay, all you have to do is give this man a massage and you're going to make $200 in like an hour. Wendy goes, and just like Nina, she ends up meeting with Epstein in the kitchen of his Palm Beach house. And once he gives her the look through and the go ahead, she's escorted to his bedroom. She sees the young assistant, Sarah, set up the massage table, cover it with a sheet, lay out the massage oils, and then she leaves. Well, Wendy's looking around, confused. The door swings open and comes Jeffrey Epstein with nothing but a towel. He drops it. He's completely naked, lays on the massage table,
Bro,
and
it's like
calls Wendy
clockwork
over.
with this nigga, bro. What the
She said,
fuck?
he tried to touch me. I stopped him. I told him, I'll massage you, but I don't want to be touched. Wendy did get naked for the massage, and at the very end, he paid her the agreed upon amount of $200.
Oh my
When he
gosh.
realized Wendy wasn't comfortable with doing more, he offered her a new position to work with him. Bring him girls to massage him. Each time, he will pay her $200 for the first time, just once. If the girls keep coming back, you don't get that referral fee anymore. Wendy told authorities, so that's what I did. She brought over girls who they all kind of knew what they were getting into. I mean, maybe not
Stop
the
it.
full extent, terms
Stop
and
it.
conditions and
Stop
all of
it.
that. But
Stop it.
apparently, Epstein made it a point that he did not want the girls to be super surprised when they were in the room.
Oh wow, you do. Oh, like what? This is supposed to be some type of moral shit you want or something?
And each time she brought a girl between the ages of 14 and 16, she was paid $200. Wendy worked with him for a year, and I don't have an exact figure on how many girls she personally brought to Epstein, but she would say it was kind of like a train. It's like I introduced him to all my friends, and then they introduced him to their friends, and it just kind of went on and on like that. Out of all the
So did this nigga just stop? Like I don't. What snaps in these fuckers' heads? I thought we were just talking about. I could have sworn we were just talking about how he dated all these grown women. Why did we just time jump to this damn house and these fucking massages? Again, bro, you couldn't just find a skill like hoop or something? Become a chef? Like just something. Like what the fuck?
girls that you introduced, how many of them were under 18?
Cuz.
Under 18? All of them.
Oh gosh.
All of them? All of them. Did Epstein know anybody's real true age? Or he didn't care? I don't think he cared. He told me the younger the better. Let me just put it this way. I tried to bring him a woman who was 23, and he didn't really like it.
Are you serious?
Didn't go for it. It's not that he didn't go for it, he just didn't care for it. And he likes girls that are between the ages of like 18, 20, I think, some of them. But I think most of them lie about their age. I mean, I know that when I started off young, I think he knew better than to believe me. I think he knew that I was younger, like 17, but when I told him I was 18, it's fine. Most girls would lie when they go in there. And for the girls being victimized by Jeffrey Epstein, I guess there wasn't really a standard rate. Wendy would tell authorities, the more you do with him, the more you make. Basically, if you take off your clothes, you're going to make more. If you let him do things to you, you're going to make more. I heard
You gotta protect these young girls, bro. Protect these young children. You gotta protect these young girls. Though we talking specifically with this because the fact that they can get into some shit like this, and it's like, it seems like it's like, I guess, harmless or easy to like get them in a whole type of underworld type of situation. It breaks my fucking heart.
about a girl who apparently slept with him and was making like $1,000 each time.
These niggas got
Do things? You mean like touch you? Yeah, touch you in inappropriate places. Wendy told authorities that she never blindsided the girls that she brought over. They at least had an idea of what was going on, and she would kind of know how much each girl did with Epstein by how much they walked out there with. So there was one girl on her first massage walked out with $300, and Wendy stated she walked out of that house with $300, so she obviously and evidently let him do a little bit more.
Bro.
According to James Patterson's book, police tried to make Wendy understand that she just implicated herself legally in Epstein's crimes, and she had been doing this for a little over a year now, so she was of age. She's 18 now, and she didn't get it. She just joked, I guess I'm like Heidi Fleiss. Heidi Fleiss, she was the Madam of Hollywood. She ran a super illegal sex work ring in LA that catered to the Hollywood elites.
Oh my.
So like she doesn't understand the severity of what she did.
It's complicated because a lot of people do try to demonize her in some sources, and I'm not going to say that she didn't do anything wrong, that she didn't help create victims, but she's also so young.
And also, why are we deflecting right now? Why do people deflect? I feel like, bro, I don't get how people just be deflecting like this. And like the deflection works. Yeah, okay. Yeah, she may have done something wrong. She's young. Can we get to the main person? Why do we keep forgetting the main person? Why are people only caring about
like he has a way of picking girls, especially the Palm Beach girls, the victims there, of just picking the most underprivileged. Like he knows how to spot vulnerability.
Yeah.
This
This is a very smart man, you know? That would be the first way that he recruits victims. The second way Jeffrey Epstein would recruit girls was through Victoria's Secret. So remember that meme? What is Victoria's Secret? Some people would say it's, the founder was a guy named Victor who loved dressing in more feminine lingerie.
That's what I heard when I was a kid. I didn't believe that. I didn't believe it because I like looked up who it was.
Others said, no. It's about the British monarch, Queen Victoria. She was always so prim and proper when she presented herself to the people, but she was known to be secretly very nasty, freaky, dirty, wild in her intimate life, and that is Victoria's secret. Whatever the secret is, the secret was owned by the richest man in Ohio, Leslie Wexner. He owned limited brands, which included Victoria's Secret, Express, Bath and Body Works. I believe they either own or heavily invested in Abercrombie and Fitch as well. I mean, it's a huge corporation. Leslie Wexner is worth $6 billion and has one of the largest privately owned yachts in the world. Well, he did at the time. It was 315 feet long, which, you know, I was like, that's teeny tiny weeny boat. Not that I own any sort of water vessel, but it didn't sound insane until I realized the Statue of Liberty is 300 feet tall. Big Ben is almost exactly as tall as Leslie Wexner's boat is long.
What?
Now, Jeffrey Epstein is rich.
That's crazy.
Leslie Wexner, that's a different league. Leslie Wexner hired Jeffrey Epstein to manage his money, but Epstein did a lot more than that, allegedly. He was kind of like Leslie Wexner's dog. So Leslie Wexner would buy these antique pieces of art for his house. Jeffrey Epstein would invite his former friend Stuart Pivar over, who is this renowned art collector, to come authenticate the pieces, which Stuart would later say they were mostly cheap knockoffs, so like it was bad. It wasn't even a good knockoff.
Oh my goodness.
When Leslie Wexner wanted to break up with his long-term girlfriend, a woman who had uprooted her life, moved all the way to Ohio, converted to Judaism to be with him, to make him happy.
Oh, wow.
Leslie was like, I can't do it. Jeffrey, go break up with her for me.
What?
He would send the dog.
What?
Epstein.
He was a
Allegedly,
runner?
when Leslie wanted to see Cats, the musical, but he didn't have time to go watch the musical, Jeffrey Epstein called up the cast, flew them to Ohio, and had them personally perform for Leslie. When Leslie finally decided to get married, allegedly, Epstein forced Leslie's soon-to-be wife to sign a prenuptial agreement, had her sign it alone in her law office, then he had Leslie sign it in his office, but he brought along a Sports Illustrated swimsuit model to show Leslie, remind Leslie,
What?
don't worry, there's always an endless supply of beautiful women in this world.
What?
And he had Leslie sign the prenup agreement on the model's belly. She laid
What?
down on the desk, they put the papers on top of her belly, and then he signed his prenuptial agreement for his marriage to...
Is this just like a flex? Is this some like rich nigga flex or something? This is weird. This is weird. First off, signing this shit on someone's stomach, that don't even... That shit ain't swaggy at all. What?
Not the model. Yeah, but Epstein doesn't do anything for free or even for cheap. In return, he's likely getting paid fat sums of money for managing Leslie's money and his life. But also, in return for being this paid bully, really, he's getting access to Victoria's Secret models. Or sometimes, people with dreams of becoming one.
Oh my gosh.
Epstein starts working with a man named Jean-Luc Brunel, a modeling agent. And the two allegedly used Brunel's modeling agency to bring in underage girls from out of the country by promising them modeling contracts. Allegedly, the girls would stay in Epstein-owned properties, they would get visas, and very slowly they would just be exposed to the world of, quote, high-end escorting.
Oh,
It's
gosh.
likely that Epstein used his known association in the fashion world to Leslie Wexner as a way to be like, see, I'm not a scammer, nor am I.
Isn't this the shit Andrew Tate got arrested for or got in trouble for? What was this called again? Well, not specifically what he did, but I'm talking about like lying to women and literally just doing sex trafficking. Like, is it, what the fuck? What?
Am I trying to take advantage of you? I'm actually best friends with the guy that owns Victoria's Secret. There is some proof of this. In Santa Monica, California, there is this very expensive hotel called Shutters. It's a smaller, intimate, upscale hotel. It overlooks the water, has this giant pool. It costs $1,000 a night to stay there. Will the Santa Monica Police Department get a call from that hotel one late summer evening by a young woman named Clara? She's frantic. She's calling to report that she's just been assaulted. She's trying to tell the authorities everything that's happened. She's a small actress. She did some minor roles in Baywatch and General Hospital. I mean, she's new to the industry and everyone is referring her to this guy named Jeffrey Epstein. They told her, send him your headshots because he picks the girls that are going to be in Victoria's Secret catalogs. Maybe not the fashion show yet because that takes time, but the catalogs, that's your foot in the door. So that's what she did. He reaches out to ask, do you want to meet me at a hotel?
No.
Clearly, Clara thought this was weird because who meets up at a hotel for an audition?
Yeah,
But she
what?
wants this career, and maybe he's just so busy that the only time that he can squeeze into his schedule is she comes to the hotel, he does a little audition, and it's done.
Bro, I just hate that it's just a bunch of I don't like the trying to like make sense of it in your mind. It's still fucked up. Regardless if you trying to make sense of it, it's still fucked up.
Clara shows up in Epstein's hotel room at the Shutters Hotel and he tells her to undress. He walks over and starts ripping her clothes off of her almost, saying things like, let me manhandle you for a second. Then he walks around her doing circles, pretending to evaluate her measurements in person, but he just keeps groping her the whole time. She stops him, grabs her clothes, runs out of the room, reports it to the authorities, who do absolutely nothing. They did nothing about it. They told her, yeah, well, it is your word against his. Clara was terrified of going public with everything when Jeffrey Epstein had all the money and the power, and she's just another small model in the industry. She didn't think anyone would care or listen.
Yo,
This would be the second way Epstein would recruit girls. But Jean Brunel vehemently denies being part of any of this. Brunel would actually go on to sue Jeffrey Epstein and state that his friendship and association with Epstein had cost him irreversible damage to his reputation and career. He stated, parents don't want to send their children to work with me because one of the first things that pop up when you Google my name is trafficking.
Bro, what? Bro, the nigga's face is right there. Yo.
Yeah.
Yo.
Well, he's dead now. Police tracked down
Wait, who's that?
girl.
Jean Brunel.
Huh? He died too?
Yeah, lots of people died.
Wow.
Now, in 2005, police tracked down yet another woman who gave Epstein massages, and it was so clear Epstein had a type. When police were investigating, trying to find anyone who had been victimized by Epstein, they came across a real masseuse. Now, interesting thing to note, she only got paid $100 a massage. And she gave actual deep tissue massages.
Wow.
When police asked, did he ever try anything with you? Did he try to grope you, to ask you to take off your clothes? No. She said, I'm not his type. He goes for young, thin, and girls with no tattoos. The real masseuse said that she knew Epstein didn't like her tattoos because she had them visibly showing, and Epstein would tell her multiple times to her face that he didn't like her tattoos. This whole investigation was really rough for Nina. I mean, her dad told authorities that they had a PI stalking their house, taking pictures of them, chasing visitors away. I mean, it was terrifying for Nina. She knew that Epstein was powerful, well-connected. Who knows? Who knows what he's going to try and do to stop her from testifying against him? Even during the police investigation into Jeffrey Epstein, the Palm Beach police force felt like they were being investigated, which they absolutely were. They were. It's believed that Jeffrey Epstein's attorneys hired private investigators to look into the investigating detectives, which I believe is not illegal at all. Like, they're entitled to do that. But allegedly, just as how Chief Ryder went through Jeffrey Epstein's trash, allegedly, Jeffrey Epstein's private investigators went through the chief's trash.
What the fuck? What is this?
What,
Is crazy.
like they're trying to look for blackmail material?
Yeah, something to discredit them. He's clearly capable, and Jeffrey Epstein is one to play dirty. Epstein's attorneys provided prosecutors with evidence, pages from Nina's MySpace page, specifically her About Me column. Under Best Physical Feature, Nina had written ass and eyes. Ever drank? Ever smoked pot? Yes. Ever shoplifted?
Smoke pot.
Lots. Ever skinny dipped? Yeah. Do you want to lose your virginity? Already lost it.
What?
Epstein's attorneys were trying to use this to discredit her story, which none of it should matter at
Yeah,
all.
what?
But it worked. The prosecutor brought these printouts to Nina, shoved them in her face, and started accusing her of all sorts of things. And it just felt like to Nina, they were on Epstein's side. Epstein's attorneys basically argued that Epstein was just passionate about massages. They said the massages are therapeutic and spiritually sound for him. That is why he had so many massages.
Why are you talking about spiritual stuff? Why? These is kids. These is kids. Oh my gosh! Like, these are young. Like, what? Like, oh, he just really loved massages. It was very therapeutic for. That's not the point. That's not the point. Stop deflecting.
This is crazy.
It's crazy.
By the way, Epstein's legal team was insane. I mean, talk about a dream team. Not morally, ethically, I think that's up for debate. But talk about on paper, a dream team. This was it. He had the attorney who represented O.J. Simpson. The grand jury recommended Epstein be charged with one felony count of solicitation of work. Nothing about underage women. Epstein was released within hours on a $3,000 bail, and by that point, investigators had found 30 victims.
They have 30 victims, but they couldn't charge him anything more severe? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, it's kind of ridiculous, no?
Yes,
Now,
it's
the
ridiculous.
DA's office went a step further. They gave
ridiculous.
Epstein a non-prosecution agreement, basically known as a sweetheart deal, where they stated that he would not be prosecuted in the Southern District of Florida for felony offenses involving abuse of underage girls, so long as Epstein pled guilty to state felony offenses for solicitation of sex work and procurement of minors for sex work. And in this particular district, any of Epstein's co-conspirators would be immune from prosecution for those crimes.
What?
In this instance. Epstein was facing more than a decade in prison, but with this sweetheart deal that none of his victims knew about before he signed it, he would get out in 18 months. And because he didn't get much time, there was split reactions from the public. A good chunk of the public, including friends of Epstein, immediately cut ties with him. Whether they did that because they think this guy is horrible and he's been accused of doing heinous things, or because they don't want to be associated with someone like that for their own image, it's unclear. But a big group started hating Epstein after this. But some people felt like, well, because he got so little time compared to what he was being accused of, it was almost a feeling to people of, maybe we don't really know what's going on. Like, maybe there's more to the story, or maybe he's guilty, but he's not that guilty. Epstein's old friends from high school still defended him, and one said, you know, this is, by the way, this is when you're 50 something. How the hell do you know what your high school buddy is up to and what they're like now? But he said, Jeffrey's a brilliant and good person. He's also incredibly generous. The problem in Florida, as I see it, is he got carried away. Perhaps he was hanging out with the wrong people.
Nigga, what? My boy, he just got into the wrong crowd. You know what I'm saying? You know, he got into the wrong, this nigga is 50. This nigga is whatever age nigga, if you see that motherfucking book, oh my gosh, like, oh.
He was hanging out with minors.
Yeah,
Another friend
but-
stated, I have a son who's dyslexic, and Jeffrey's gotten close to him over the years. He got him into music, bought him his first piano, and
No, that's cool though. He's still like abusing.
as he got to school and had difficulty in studying, Jeffrey got him interested in taking flying lessons.
He's still abusing.
Which, yeah, is very typical. Predatory men who are usually only dangerous to those that they see as prey. And in this situation, it was women and children, and not those people who are trying to be his character witnesses. At this point, after the very first sweetheart deal, there's mixed reviews on Jeffrey Epstein. He was not publicly seen as the Jeffrey Epstein that he is seen as today. I think over the next 10 years, the public will shift. But immediately, in like 2008, it wasn't like that. In an interview with New York Magazine, the reporter talked to Epstein about his whole, quote, legal ordeal. That's what the journalist called it. Your legal ordeal. Not your crimes, your legal ordeal. And the journalist said, it's kind of like the Icarus story. Someone who flies too close to the sun.
Bro.
Which is already kind of a bold statement, but Epstein responds, did Icarus like massages?
Bro, this nigga is sick.
Jeffrey Epstein alluded to the idea that his playfulness had unintended consequences, and he said, this is what happens with wealth. There are unexpected burdens as well as benefits. I'm not blameless. Since his sweetheart deal, Epstein told the journalist he hired a board of directors, his friends, who would counsel him on his behavior. So kind of like a board of directors for a company, but for him, he also hired a full-time masseuse.
Oh my
a man.
gosh. Bro,
While in prison, if you tried to email Jeffrey Epstein, he had an automatic reply set up that would read, on vacation. Now, Epstein could have paid for the bail for every single inmate in the prison that he was in, but he didn't because he was very busy running the prison. It stated that Epstein's prison was so relaxed, he basically got a whole wing to himself. His cell door was never even really locked. He was able to move freely about in the common areas, watch TV, and within 3.5 months, he didn't even need to stay in the prison anymore. He was free to leave for, quote, work release, meaning he could leave the prison for 16 hours a day, 6 days a week. He was allowed to have visitors, women, girlfriends, female assistants that were allegedly involved in everything. It was bizarre.
Why is that? Is it just a very relaxed prison for rich?
Yeah.
Okay.
Bro, that's
He only stayed there for
crazy.
13 months. He was released with an ankle monitor, which sounds okay. At least he got an ankle monitor, right?
No,
No,
bro.
he was still allowed to take his jet and go on work trips to all of his different homes and even to his private island. For exercise, he was allowed to take long walks around Palm Beach, even in busy shopping centers for exercise. So I don't know what that ankle monitor was
What was the purpose of trying him and finding him? Like, what is the...
doing.
His like legal team just did all of that for
Yeah.
him, and he's basically free.
He got like nothing. I mean, nothing. The only, quote, annoying
dude?
thing he had to do, if you could even call it that, was register as a level 3 offender, which is the highest level and is categorized as high risk of reoffending. But it's Jeffrey Epstein. He's loaded. What does that mean to him?
Like,
Nothing.
yo,
and
this is crazy.
oddly, he's not allowed to watch X-rated videos on the internet. I don't know. That's like part of his probation. Jeffrey Epstein was a free man again, July 22nd, 2009. And for a decade, he would live his life as normal, flying between his private residences, mingling with the ultra elites of society, visiting his private island, and creating more victims.
Yeah.
He made victims after his first prison release. He would meet women and victimize them. He would meet
Like, bro, you would think that somebody who got off scot-free would, like, probably change your ways. Not him. He just went crazy.
girls and victimize them. He would also hang out with Prince Andrew afterwards. And for 10 years, while he's free, the public is starting to slowly get more and more intrigued by Jeffrey Epstein in his case. A big part of that was one of the house men that worked closely with Epstein tried to sell a list, a little black book of clients, if you will. He stated that in this list named all the underage girls in places where Epstein had taken all the underage girls. He also alleged the papers included a list of high-profile famous individuals like Henry Kissinger, Mick Jagger, Ted Kennedy, Donald Trump, Bill Clinton,
That shit's out,
alluding
too.
to the idea that they are doing disgusting things, allegedly. The house man tried to sell it for $50,000, which he was arrested for it because you can't sell stuff like that. And he got 18 months in prison. Ironically, the same amount of time that Epstein got
Bro,
for his
what?
crimes.
Insane.
This is sick.
I mean, I will say that it's pretty messed up for him to try and sell it because, you know, the girls' names are on there. But
yeah, dude.
the fact that he got like his crime is, it's hard.
Yeah. Wow.
And all of this would happen until almost exactly 10 years later, Jeffrey Epstein would be found dead in his prison cell. He would be rearrested and found dead, with theories circulating of if he actually self-exited, or if someone powerful killed him, or how much did his right-hand woman, nicknamed his Madam, Ghislaine Maxwell, how much did she know about all of this? How much was she involved? Ghislaine Maxwell, the link in all of this, that is, she's still very much alive, and apparently she's writing a tell-all book in prison right now, and she is a fascinating character. Some victims seem to hate her more than they hate Jeffrey Epstein.
Man.
And we will be getting into
You know
Ghislaine Maxwell and more on the island, the Island, on Sunday's episode. So in a few days, we're going to be covering the crimes of Epstein's Island, more victim stories on how they were, quote, trained on the island, what happens when you try to escape the island, and how Ghislaine Maxwell was Jeffrey Epstein's secret weapon. So
Bro,
stay tuned for part 2. Please stay safe, and I will see you guys on Sunday.
okay. See, okay. All right. You know what, dude? I just don't get it. I don't understand it. This nigga was this brilliant and everything, and he couldn't just be that. He had to be an evil villain. Like, yo, what the fuck? I'm just, and now you did you cause just like I see why people be thinking they untouchable, bro. Because shit like this happening, I can see why people be thinking they untouchable. Nigga, Cuz went to jail. Well, barely went to jail for real. And just started tripping for the next 10 years. Y'all, I would love to know what you guys think. I guess subsequently we gonna have to check out that Ghislaine Maxwell joint as well. This is nasty. This is nasty. And there's still stuff coming out about this nigga's book and files and stuff as I'm speaking and as you're watching. So this just looks insane. Like I'm tired of these freaky ass niggas, bro. Like damn, y'all can't do that. Y'all just pick the most vile shit to do, and you just victimizing people for the rest of their lives. Why? For what? Like what do you gain? Shit, like fucking disgusting. Gosh.